All right, what is up? Welcome to extra late version of Spoiler Kings. That's all good. We got what NFL draft going on. So
I took a full 30 minutes off because I was like, man, I can't just talk about all this stuff. I'm not gonna make another room. Nope. Plus, I was doing some shorts for this videos for the video from me and my father.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Also, go check out Brian and his dad talking about Sinners. So, like I said, I know you hate to hear it, but your dad it literally is a professor, so he's a professional speaker, and every time he speaks, man, it's so well thought. You know, he says what he means, like he doesn't like stumble upon his words, and it's always
he's fooling you guys. That's all it is. He's fooling you. You've been fooled. That's
what the 30 years of being a teacher.
Exactly. When you ain't really saying nothing, but you're saying something, and then you're like, "Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, this." He's like, "Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about." Like, no, you filled in your own gaps.
Yeah. He just let you. He let us run with our thoughts. He's like,
exactly. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about." That wasn't what he's talking about at all.
Yeah. Right.
No, he's really smart. He's really smart.
Yeah. But yeah, man, we are gonna.
Like I said, I had a lot of fun doing that because I thought that we had some really good topics that we talked about for Sinners. That was, I mean, people don't get more in depth because I mean, in my family, we talk in depth about everything. You have to have layers upon layers upon layers of your argument all the time. So if you go surface level, you're never going to speak here. It's just where it goes. So you have to go real deep. I mean, he talked about the crossroads. He talked about the stories. Yeah. This is the same exact city and they did it on purpose. I was like, man, all right, I didn't make this shit up. Okay.
Also, I forgot because your dad is an identical twin brother.
Yes.
So like, which is super cool. Actually, talk about that on a personal level with having twins in the movie. So yeah, definitely a good conversation to go watch. So
like our holidays are just like, it's like a movie. It really is. The arguments and stuff that we say, that how in depth it goes, and the burns are real. The burns are real.
The anger's real.
Oh man.
But yeah. And then for tonight we're gonna talk about Andor because we watched the first 3 episodes of that.
Yay.
Yay. And a couple trailers. We have a few trailers that just dropped between yesterday and today.
Dude, I think we should be celebrating
for
Kathleen Kennedy stepping down in August. That's a big motherfucking thing.
Yeah. Is that official or is that just a rumor?
It's everywhere. It's like
it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's all the national things. Like now, this is not just one person saying this is happening. This is everywhere now.
Mm-hmm. I have a conspiracy theory that she's doing this on purpose. She's just dashing our dreams. This isn't the first time something like this has been rumored. Watch it get to August whenever she's saying she's supposed to step down, only to be like, oh no, I'm not.
Gotcha.
So it's like Star Wars talked about it. IMDb's talked about it. Let's see.
I could see her just doing that level of. I could see her doing that Omega level trolling.
I could too. I can definitely see it. Deadline's talking about it, but I can see it too, man. I don't know. She just seems like someone that would do that.
Yeah. Her Mama Bear said it's not official. It got debunked hours later. It's like the end of the world. That's what Mama Bear said. So it got debunked already? Because I know I saw Campy. I saw like IMDb, IGN. I saw it in a bunch of places.
I've seen,
but I haven't had the time to read any of the articles, so I just saw a bunch of headlines all saying it.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
Till I see her walk out
the door and see the doorknob hit her with the good Lord splitter. We don't believe it until
yeah. Yeah. Her Mama Bear's on it. She's gonna find it. And then
That
she'd
woman's the
talk about the
ultimate
draft.
troll. She is the ultimate troll.
She is, because
She is.
she's done it before, like you said.
Yep.
She does. She has.
Mhm. Yeah, and then talking about the Giants trade up and waste 3
And
draft picks for
get Jackson
QB.
Dart. So if you
Yeah,
you want to
I
get
see
you
you.
got the same guy you just traded. Like literally, you got the same guy you just traded. I don't even understand what's happening
Well,
anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
F the Bears, F everybody. I'm
about
just
that.
hating it.
Yeah. And if you guys talk sports, make sure you go check out Dynasty Pylon. Dynasty Pylon. The link is in, I believe it's in the description. Brian was just on there
I was
like
just on there.
for 2 hours, so yeah.
I mean, you get rid of Daniel Jones and then you hire Daniel Jones' twin.
Yeah.
Like what?
Rookie Daniel
Why are we doing this?
Yeah. I don't get it. Oh man. Check it out. Oh yeah. I did see that. We were still kind of getting ready to go live, but yeah, the Mission Impossible. It's gonna be almost 3 hours long.
It's gonna be the last one, so go ahead.
Yep.
That's a lot though.
I mean, I think it makes sense.
Mhm.
If it's the last one, I want to make sure. I want to enjoy it.
So this is Star Wars Newsnet said Catherine Kennedy not stepping down in August.
But is that a big one too? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Bespin is saying that she's stepping down. I don't know.
Yeah. I think Star Wars Newsnet, I'm looking at it now. I think that's where the original thought of her leaving was from, because they have the old article and then they updated it. They said, we apologize for the disturbance we caused. But yeah.
But they never said that, I think it was Star Wars, the sffgazette.com. So Kennedy may be poised to step down as head of Lucasfilm in August, but she won't be going too far away. She's expected to produce multiple Star Wars projects, including Kinberg's trilogy. So it wasn't even that she was, definitely. It said may.
Yeah, may do it. And it sounds like if anybody's watching the studio,
it was Snyder. It was the in Snyder.
Oh,
it was Snyder.
Was it Jeff Snyder?
Yeah.
Well, but it sounds like if anybody's watching the studio on Apple TV, that's what happens. Like that, the studio head for the studio gets fired, and then but she still stays in the studio because she's producing so many things. And Seth Rogen takes over, but he's not the best, so I feel like it was kind of like that. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't believe she's stepping down unless I go to the studio and see her walk out myself.
I need it live streamed.
Yeah,
record it.
Get into a car and drive off until you can't see her any longer.
I need to return the keys first.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Fernando says, a hardcore Star Wars franchise fan. I can't wait for Cat backs it up. Yeah.
I think all of us feel the same way, right?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yep.
Very much, man. She just I don't know. Let me see who's in chat. I know we got what was that?
I can't stand her smug face either.
I know. I got a picture from the article Mama Bear sent. Is this Catherine Kennedy with
that smug grin on her face?
Yeah. So I fooled everybody.
She knows what she's doing. She knows.
I didn't tell you guys I was good.
Yeah. It's just so annoying. Like she promised George Lucas, like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. All right, let's see who's in chat real quick. Then we get it going. We got Collector in the house. What's up? And of course, Mama Bear already. She was starting to worry here because we started late.
I didn't even realize that the room wasn't even up. And that was my fault. I was doing all this other stuff.
You've been busy, man.
Realize, because I was streaming and trying to get other people in, and I just didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, no. Today was one of those days. I was out all day. I went because I'm on vacation this week. And we took the family to the zoo. So we by the time we got home, it was like showers for everybody and everything. And next thing you know, like put the kids in, it's like already 9:20. It's like, what the man? Time is gone.
You guys go to Brookfield Zoo?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. That's fun. There was still some construction, which kind of sucks, but I know Memorial Day they're supposed to be like fully back.
Ooh, cool.
Nice.
Speaking of construction, apparently they're opening the new AMC theater in my neighborhood tomorrow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Another one?
So
it used to
like two.
Well, it used to be a Showplace Icon.
I know.
And they closed it down like the beginning of last summer, and no one knew what they were going to do with it. And then AMC bought it a couple months later, and I didn't even realize like everything. It kind of went silent on it. The last I had seen was them putting like new escalators in there. And I hadn't seen anything else, but apparently they're opening it tomorrow, or soft opening it.
Isn't the Accountant comes out tomorrow?
Yeah, it's going to be playing over there.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that's not going to be open there is the IMAX screen in there. So I guess that's
eventually it will be though, right?
Eventually it will be. Yeah.
Yeah.
But heck, I might even go this weekend. Well, I'm gonna
the whole team.
I think tomorrow will probably be the best day for me.
Yeah. Straight up. The Accountant does open this weekend. So I saw somebody talking about that. So probably talk about that on hopefully Saturday. Maybe. We'll see. Because I haven't been here too.
Red Guardian.
Show the Sentry. I'm kind of curious how his suit looks. Okay, a pretty comic book accurate.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just like Adam Warlock, except no gold face.
Yeah. I mean, Sentry is pretty plain. We got the big S belt buckle and just gold and blue. So okay, yeah, not bad.
That's cool.
Take it.
It's Yelena Belova. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The reviews for this are coming out, and they're saying it is really good. And they say Yelena is like the heart and soul of this movie. Like she is amazing in this one.
Yeah, all it's making me do is hate Marvel a little bit more.
Why?
All the crap that they're doing, and then I mean, and the fact that they're getting behind this movie, but they didn't do it for Captain America. I feel like they're intentionally doing shit, and that's what's like starting to just say, "Fuck it." I'm just gonna go. I'm James Gunn. You better not fuck this up. Don't fuck this up, James Gunn. I'm ready to jump ship. I'm ready. Don't fuck up. That's it.
Move on over. Yeah.
I'm down. I'm ready to just jump. Come on. You know what to do. You know what I need.
Oh yeah.
Just call him up. Icon.
In 2 years, if that happens, that'd be wild.
If he does, I'm saying Static, the older Static, like we were talking about Jonathan Majors, John
Boyega.
John Boyega, we were talking about if he does that, along with Icon, you got me. I'm DC all the way.
We need to look in if they can do Milestone.
So that's why it has to be the older Icon. So I was actually doing that.
Static,
talking
the
about
older
that.
Static.
Oh, Static. I'm sorry, older Static. So that's why I was actually talking to about this with Chill, and that's what we were talking about. So like, why would he say it had to be the older? Because why would John Boyega say it had to be older Static? And it's because so Static comes in the milestone 30th anniversary, which was produced by DC. That's what they had. The future static was a DC entity, so they wouldn't have to give milestone. But if they'd use young static, they would, because it's their title character. You know, but since he's been in the DC, because they had the future Batman Beyond, they had the future milestone for static. They had those things in the 30th anniversary. So that's why I'm like, it makes sense, because then they don't have to share it.
Yeah, but that's still interesting that like just an older version is considered like,
because they bought it out. So they bought them out, right?
Yeah.
The older ones will still fall back to what Milestone was. So they bought out, but they
the
didn't
younger one, because it was originally Milestone, but the older one, he was created when DC had bought out Milestone already.
Exactly. So that character would then have to be will actually be falling to DC. So that makes sense why he will say, "Oh, you're like the older static." Well, the older static is the only thing that DC really could do without having to pay Milestone.
But if you bring in an icon,
then you have to pay.
Yeah. But then, I'm assuming
icon and Rocket.
Yeah,
but then you don't have to bring in icon, because you could go the older static, and you could bring back Black Lightning in, and then those are your characters.
Like I'm gonna say original DC, but yeah.
But at least the characters that they were created under the DC umbrella, which they wouldn't have to pay.
Got it. Okay, that's interesting. How they could do that, but we'll see. And then also, I did read, it's a rumor that the post-credit scene in Superman is going to introduce
the Batman.
Like who's playing Batman?
Like who's going to play him?
Yeah, like,
which would be huge.
That would be huge if they can keep that shit under wraps, and that's like the post-credit scene for a Superman movie of like, oh, here's Batman, and if they do in the costume, like, bro, that's fucking huge. That's
if they can hold it. I don't know how they can do that. That's crazy.
I mean, you film it in a fucking like basement, so like no one sees it, like legit. And it's like,
but then you can't tell nobody, not your wife, not your daughter, not your dad, none of them.
I mean, the actor, I assume the actor would be like, yeah, I'm not gonna blow this, like opportunity.
Oh, how many actors have blown the opportunity? We all heard about Samuel L. Jackson, right? How they sent him the copy of the script, and he accidentally hit print twice. And so one copy was taken away, the other copy was sitting in the copy machine, and that's why no one could get any scripts anymore.
I feel like that's like some like an old man computer.
But it's not him, it was his assistant. But the toner had worn out. So they replaced the toner, and they thought there was one. So they took the stuff and ran, and then another copy went through.
Yeah.
And then one of those production assistants sold the copy, the whole script online. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But okay. So Jeff Snyder is talking about Black Panther, right? And he's saying that it's going to be TJ. It will be, but it won't be the TJ we know. It will be a TJ variant.
Which
a TJ variant.
Why?
It's like, you're that dead set on not bringing back T'Challa.
They just don't want to admit that they're wrong.
No,
yeah, that's all it is. Right.
Yeah, they just don't want to admit they're wrong.
Wrote themselves
but to try to satisfy everybody, they said they offered the part to a actor who's already been a superhero. Who is that?
Yeah, and there's not many. Right?
Who do you guys think?
Hodge.
Aldous Hodge makes exactly. So if he's gonna piss you off, right? First thing they're gonna piss you off, making him TJ. They're gonna age him up, make sure he's T'Challa Jr. but they're gonna make it Aldous Hodge. So really, you make my
and,
my
and they're gonna keep calling him T'Challa. They're gonna keep calling him T'Challa.
So why wouldn't you just let him be to fucking T'Challa?
Yeah, it's so. I that was one view I did watch of John Campea when he talked about this a few days ago, where he's like, these bad decisions sometimes just keep kind of snowballing into bad decision to bad decision, you know, because like because you didn't want to do this, you casted Shuri, and that was a mistake. So now you're like, oh well, we got to bring in a T'Challa, but we can't have this T'Challa, so we're gonna do TJ. And but he's like, well, now that's an issue because he's so young. What we're gonna do is like, oh, then we're gonna be. It's like it's a snowball of how much dumbassery can like.
Yeah, my problem is that they don't even understand.
Exactly.
Yeah, they are, but they don't even understand what the problem is. The problem is T'Challa, one who was raised in a royal family in this great place by his father, who took him everywhere, that taught him everything, that he's shown that he's a genius, that it built everything that, you know, as far as all the stuff that happened in Wakanda. He built all. He's part of Wakanda. Wakanda's part of him. He taught Shuri. They had a connection throughout this entire family. He's not just the king, the prince. He was the Black Panther. He was all those things. The connection with the family is huge. So now you're going to bring TJ in, who doesn't have any of those connections.
Yeah,
was not raised by his father, was not raised in Wakanda. Like, why?
They relegated him into a corner by having him grow up in Haiti in isolation. He doesn't know Wakanda, as far as we know. You know,
but would that make you even more mad, B? I just want to know, like, would it make you guys even more upset if they use a variant and they change the variant and say that oh yeah, no, he had T'Challa there with him the entire time. He has the entire royal family with him the entire time. He's always been in that Wakanda. Then why wouldn't you just let him be T'Challa?
It would, because it just feels sloppy and reactionary, and they're just grasping at straws to course correct at this point. You know, they're just plunging themselves into a deeper hole at this point. I'm trying to compare it to it's like when you write a paper and turn it in and realize at the last minute before you hand it to the teacher that you made all these mistakes. So you're scribbling stuff out and writing new stuff in its place. That's what I compare it to.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know, you got a bunch of eraser marks and pen ink all over the place.
And instead of just saying, well, I'm just going to let her see that one mistake we could be fine with, you know, or I'm going to just replace this one thing, white out this one mistake. They just say, no, I want to replace this one word that will fix all of it. Just replace this one word. No, you did all these eraser marks and it looks terrible now. And now you forgot what the whole point of the paper was. And it's probably about organization. The paper's probably about organization. Like, literally, that's what it is. That's a really good one. But I love Aldous Hodge, but it just that makes me upset.
Like I said, that's how they get you. That's how they get you. It's like, oh, we're getting the guy that you all want, but he's not going to be the character you want him to be. So it's like, come on, man. You know, again, they're trying to appease everybody. They're trying to like, oh, here, you know, the recast guys here. You get your T'Challa that you wanted, but then the people who are like, but Chadwick, you know, like, oh yeah, but don't worry, he's still Toussaint. You know,
like for no reason you made this character up, and then you're just gonna continue to run. But I don't understand, man. And it just makes me upset that we are doing this for no reason. Like, there's no reason at all to do it. There's none. MCU.
Yeah. This is why we're waiting. We're hoping DC would be. I mean, we want DC to be good, but DC hasn't screwed the bag up yet.
Exactly.
So we'll see. They're still too new. We'll see how that goes.
There's still a chance. So what you're saying, there's a chance.
Yeah, exactly. Mama Bear said, I'm still both for DC and Marvel, but only one of the two having black-led projects says volumes to me. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
but also remember,
problem, you know,
was it 18 films in? 21 films in before we
Mhm.
got Black Panther. You know, so,
18.
something like that. Is it 18? It was 18.
It was 18 because it was
Yeah.
2017 or something like that.
20, yeah, or the very beginning of 2018. So,
Mhm.
Nah, that was
right?
really.
February 2018. It came out Black History Month 2018.
What's
Was it?
that? I think it was 2018. Yeah. Damn. Yeah.
Wow, it was. You right. It was February 2018. You're right.
hmm
Exactly what it was.
hmm Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. Like I said, DC is still too new, so we'll see
No,
how
but I
long.
mean, don't get me wrong. James Gunn's pissed me off because he could have introduced Static in the first iteration. Could have said that, but he hasn't been doing it for 15 years. You know.
Yeah.
So,
That would have been cool if he started with or even
I
had
would-
one of the introductory characters be Static.
Static or Black Lightning or something that could be a connection, especially when you have Batman, you can do those things.
Yeah,
Mhm.
especially considering that James Gunn specializes in more obscure characters, so that would have been right up his that would have fit his whole MO
Mhm.
Yeah.
to have a enough people know Static.
Well, Static
Like
is
us,
probably
Yeah.
the highest selling comic
Yeah.
book. You can't find Static. I go to stores all the time,
Mhm.
comic book store. You cannot find Static Shock's comic books. You can't.
I mean, that's good. That's good.
You know, people buy all of them. Anything that was released, they buy them and they hold on to
Yeah.
them. Any comic book that from Static Shock, go look up eBay right now. Any Static Shock comic book is there.
hmm
You know,
I mean, also Static is the most noticeable new IP because I mean,
Mhm.
Jon Stewart is big, but Jon Stewart also, was able to come off all the other Green Lantern runs. It's just I think he's the best out of all of them, just because he's
I
super
do
fucking
too.
cool. But Static is probably the biggest original. And it's not even theirs.
It's not even there. It's
Milestone.
just that they bought for Milestone. Yeah. So
Yeah. But
I got Static right here.
nice. And the Blood Syndicate. That'd be cool. Let's see. Maria said, I don't think they'll be able to keep it a secret. It's Warner Brothers. Yeah. It'd be hard.
That's
It'd be hard. That's why if they
True.
do keep it a secret, that'd be huge. That'd be huge.
They'll say a lot about them.
Yeah. That they know how to find a way to do, like, still get these surprises in a world where like everyone's expecting, leaks and stuff like that. So
If they pull it off, there's a chance that DC eventually passes up Marvel.
it could.
It could.
I mean, you have to remember DC has the better characters. They just
Their
do.
stories. Yeah.
The more
I mean, yeah.
iconic iconic storylines are still DC.
Yeah. Yep. There we go. Yep. Not effing with TJ. Yep. I don't blame you.
You want talking about Black trauma? You talk about trauma, so you're gonna bring the guy who has all type of trauma, traumatic experiences. That's the one you're gonna change to make him Black Panther. Come on, man, don't do that to me.
just like no dad, no
No
grandmother, no
grandfather, no
grandparents,
grandmother, nothing.
your
Nothing.
sister that just found out about you, as an 8-year-old. You just it's
Like,
yeah.
why would you do that? I don't know. So
James Gunn had to start the new DCU with either Batman or Superman. Oh yeah.
no, starting with it, but he announced.
But then he did like Swamp
15
Thing
movies, yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of other like he didn't even do Wonder Woman. He's like doing the mascara,
Yeah.
So it's like maybe she's introducing this. I don't know, maybe. So Creature Commandos and stuff like that. Like, so
And still
he could have brought in.
Supergirl. They've done
Yeah.
other different IPs that they could have done this.
Wow. Also, I think Supergirl's like finishing up rapping. Like,
Yeah, I think they.
Yeah,
I think they are finished.
oh, they are finished. Okay, yeah.
They might be. I think I read something about that actually over the last couple of days.
Yeah, I think I saw one today where it was like, oh, finishing or finish or something like that. Real quick, let me go back to see who was in here in the beginning, just real quick. We got Sheed saying he didn't miss anything. Nah, you came you came on time. It was the Spoiler King's time. It was late. We got
Don't
Andor
be
in the
lumping
house.
us all in there. Don't be lumping us all in there.
Well, today, usually it's just me.
Well, there was no room to get into. You know, I could have definitely went and did the room. So
I mean, I have the template, so I make them like super quick. Just throw up some posters and make it quick. But yeah, we got Bigger Ford, Anzo, we got Brandon Davis saying what's up. Fernando coming in saying can't wait for Catherine Kennedy to get out of here. Maria, KK didn't screw up Star Wars, he also screwed up Indiana Jones. Yeah, I mean, but Crystal Skull was already, I mean, it was already kind of going down. So
yeah.
She had nothing to do with Crystal Skull.
Good question. She might be a producer on it.
That was just a regular question. I have no idea.
She might be a producer on it just because she was involved in a lot of like
I mean, Crystal Skull was still in the 2000s, right?
Yeah.
2008.
Yeah, like that sounds like the time that she was still running it.
Oh, maybe. No. That was before they got bought out. 2008. Well,
that's right around the time, so I'm not sure.
No. While you look at that real quick, she said I've been throwing hands up on Marvel. Yep. That's all of us right now. So we'll see. We'll see how they handle things. Kevin coming in saying, I understand y'all want recast of T'Challa to happen. Disney doesn't want to offend nobody right now.
They offended me.
Yeah,
they're offending me. They don't want to offend nobody, but they're offending me every day.
By doing that, I mean you are losing a lot of the fan base.
Yeah,
I feel not a lot, but
I don't think it would have offended anyone. It was very clear that there was a master plan put in place for the character for the long haul. Yeah. I don't think recasting would have offended anyone. Marvel recasts all the time. They've recasted deceased actors. You know,
only every IP has ever done that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're saying Disney trying to win back white conservative fan base right now, and they barely had them anyway.
So you want to by doing Black Panther?
Yeah.
What are we doing here, guys?
Yeah. So I mean,
know your target audience.
Yeah. So I don't agree with that because they're gonna be mad at anything. You know, as soon as there's any minority, you know, Black person, Asian person, or woman, like they bitch. You know. So
yeah. Kathleen Kennedy, alongside George Lucas and Steven Spielberg and Harrison Ford, were involved in making the Indiana Jones: The Crystal Skull. She was a producer along with Frank Marshall and an executive producer. The film was released in 2008, so she was involved in multiple ways.
Yeah, I mean, but also she's been involved in Indiana Jones
from like the beginning,
from the start. Yeah, so she was a producer on that for since, like you said, from the start. So. Yeah, but I don't think she greenlit. I don't think she had any of that power because I think that was still under Lucasfilm without Disney's go ahead or oversight. I think. When did Disney buy Lucasfilm?
I think you're right because I feel like it was 2012 that they bought Lucasfilm.
That's what I want to say too.
I'm not sure if it was.
Yeah, 2012, October 30th, 2012. Mm-hmm. For only $4.05 billion. So, yeah. Where did I leave off at? My Bear said, Guardians of the Galaxy was one thing majority wouldn't notice that you messed with details. I'm waiting to see how he fares under Superman magnifying glass.
That's true. Guardians of the Galaxy, that no one really bought that comic book. I still don't buy the comic because I just didn't like it when I was growing up. So I was like, why would I buy it now? I'm not going to jump on it now. Like, just refuse.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure all they did with the comic book too is probably make it more like the movie characters anyway. So,
I mean, the comic book was old. Guardians of the Galaxy was old.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the new iteration with Groot and all them, but I know there's the old one with Yondu and all of them, like the old ones.
I don't, you know me. I don't do new stuff.
Yeah. but I mean, the one thing I would say is like he's keeping it as it looks like pretty comic book-y, So, if you want to say which one is it more comic book accurate than possibly the
I can't say
I'm trying to look at Christopher Reeve. Well, comic book looking at least, I would say accurate. Man of Steel was not comic book accurate in any way at all.
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh, see, what
absolutely not.
You can still be a good movie or not.
I'm saying it's comparing to all of Marvel. It's not any more comic book accurate than any of Marvel.
Yeah.
I mean, they changed Iron Man, because no one wanted to have him be an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like they've changed a lot of characters.
Oh yeah,
that you don't know about. Like you don't think about they changed Thor, they changed the Hulk. So I'm just saying.
Shang-Chi. That's a
Shang-Chi.
They changed that a lot.
Shang-Chi.
Or I would say Mandalorian. Mandarin. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, Superman has the biggest magnifying glass, like for sure.
But they have so many more storylines. If you ever go to a comic book store and look at Superman, try to find Superman comics, it's so many you can't even find them.
Yeah.
I want to find this one's particular one. Good luck. Google it.
Yeah, I know, right? Delta Dan's in the house. What's up, Delta?
What up, Delta Dan?
And then Jason Entertainment as well, saying how it's going.
Jason.
Let's see, a couple more, and then we'll jump into our ratings. Yep. Fernando saying Supergirl is going to be better than Superman. The Supergirl story it's following is a really good story. It is really good.
It potentially could.
Yeah.
If Superman sucks, Supergirl won't get the following because DC will start to fall apart already.
It won't get the benefit of the doubt. Like it won't. Yeah, I agree.
People are not going to sit there and watch Supergirl won't even have an opportunity if Superman sucks.
Yeah, I agree. But I Supergirl could be better because they're going with Lobo in it, and I know the original Woman of Tomorrow, I think it was, was originally going to have Lobo, and then I think the creator was told like, no, don't use him, use somebody else.
I'm not sure if I liked that storyline, that the Woman of Tomorrow, anyway.
Oh no, man, it's really good.
Comparing it to the some of the Superman ones. Some of the Superman ones are freaking All-Star Superman.
Yeah,
I think All-Star Superman is one of my favorite Supermans.
Oh, All-Star Superman's so good.
Like, so if it's based on that, I don't know if I'm going to go to stretch to say Supergirl's going to be better than Superman. I'm not going to say that right now. And I think it definitely won't, because if Superman sucks, it's going to be just like the rest of the old DC. Like all of a sudden, people are not going to go to the theaters to see it, so it won't make any money.
Yeah, I'm trying not to compare the two because looking at the direction they're going with Superman versus the direction they're going with Supergirl, obviously appropriately very, very different tones. So yeah, I'm not really trying to compare the two too much, because I'm really looking forward to seeing both, and I'm looking forward to them because they're gonna have different kind of feels and identities to them based on how the filmmakers have been talking about both. So I'm kind of looking at them more as companion pieces to each other rather than
Yeah, but here's the
they're
thing that
equality.
so Superman is it. So it's like when you the foundation of your entire entity is Superman.
Yeah.
And if your foundation falters, all the supporting stuff of it won't get the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
So like so it has to
I
be
mean,
good.
first impressions. I mean, on the max.
I don't think you can compare them. You can't
Yeah.
even compare them because it's Superman. There's not many Superman things you can't Superman you can't compare to anyone because he's Superman. He's the hero. When you think of superhero, you think of Superman sitting there with his cape flapping in the wind. There's no comparison to him.
Yeah. So really, everything rides on this. Superman. You really I think that you have to be more than just be a good movie. Like this needs to like knock everyone's socks off.
It needs to be a foundational piece.
Or the roof off. So Gunn can't just meet expectations. He has to blow them clear out of orbit.
You're not right. Yeah.
It's really shaky ground in the wake of the previous attempt at a cinematic universe. We can't really count. I know I'm really guilty of this. I've said, I thought Creature Commandos was a good start to the rebooted universe, but really I can't really appropriately look at it as the start of the universe in hindsight. It was a fun show, and obviously we were tuning into it, our audience was tuning into it, but some Joe Schmo that you meet on the at the bus stop probably didn't, but everyone knows Superman. Everyone's probably gonna be interested or go watch Superman, or at least be interested in watching it.
How about this though? If Superman is great, then now Supergirl can also be great and can make more money, but it has to still be off of Superman being great.
Yeah.
That foundation piece has to be there. And if it is there, then all of a sudden now you can say, okay, Supergirl is could be really, really good. But Superman has to be great. It just has to be.
Yeah. You really gotta Guns gotta, I've already said it, but I think he knows what he needs to do. I think he understands that there's a lot riding on this. So I'm not terribly worried about it. Guns made a lot of stuff that I've liked. He made the Guardians a household name. I feel like he knows what he needs to do. He's good with characters. He's good with emotional investment. So
he's never had a big IP like
he's never had an IP like this.
No,
you're absolutely right.
And if he doesn't understand the tone, the correct tone, or he goes too silly or too comic booky or any of that stuff, it might not hit.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a good balance. I think especially in the case of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, he can.
But once again, it's an IP that's a lot less known.
Sure.
Kind of,
but
make things a little bit.
Yeah, and I agree. But no, what I'm getting at is kind of like the balance, but exactly what you were saying, Brian. Like the balance between humor and kind of more serious stuff. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 dealt with some pretty heavy stuff.
It did.
And they still balanced the like the humor element, and it never felt excessive. It worked.
But it was a very, he could do whatever he wanted to do with it, because no one can sit there and say, "Hey, that's not right." you're
funny you
going to
mention that.
second guess everything Superman.
It's funny you mentioned that because he probably had a lot of wiggle room and leverage because remember he was ousted from the third movie and then they had that petition to bring him back on. So he probably had a little more wiggle room and leverage. But we'll see. All we can do is wait it out.
Yeah. Again, Marvel making another fast, horrible decision.
Yeah, it was all reactionary.
All reactionary.
And I'm not trying to minimize whatever was said on Twitter. I didn't see the tweets personally. But
they don't look good, but I think they're kind of taken out of context a little bit. At least that's they on face level they do not look good at all.
Yeah,
like they
really.
It's not, oh yeah. If you just look at it, you're like, oh yeah, why'd you do that, bro?
Yeah, so you gotta be careful.
Yeah,
but
it was a while ago. Right?
It was a while ago. It was way before people started bringing it up, but.
Granted, I'm all for envelope pushing humor just as much as the next, but some topics, you kind of need to be careful with.
He was, but he was very edgelordy back in the day of early Twitter and stuff like that.
Yeah, so, which fit what he was doing at the time. He used to do like a bunch of trauma stuff.
Yeah.
So all those guys are out there.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go through some of these real quick. Yeah, what we're gonna watch because you guys are bringing up a bunch of good points. Delta Dance just walked in.
I'm sorry, guys. Constantly sniffling like this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, hopefully they both do well.
It's like this time every year. Like I can pinpoint it. It's like clockwork. I get these sinus infections when the weather starts to break, and no matter what I take, it starts slow and then it ramps up and then it slowly winds down. I'm kind of at the tail end of it. And I always just have to let it run its course. So if I go like this, it's just me blowing my nose.
Just go. Where are we? This one I thought was interesting. Where Delta said 80% of fans want T'Challa back by now. Which I think after Wakanda Forever, I don't know if it's that high, but I know it's a lot more. But then Mama Bear said a lot of Gen Z's not wanting T'Challa recasted. Which would make sense just because
they never had a comic book and they don't even know they don't read a comic book. I say they don't read a book.
Yeah.
And then the movies was their introduction to a lot of these characters. So
I'm gonna say this and then I'll shut up about it tonight because I know we could go on about it all night if we wanted to, like we have in the past.
Yeah.
But it's really a case of the show must go on. The character, and this is in no way a disrespect to Chadwick Boseman at all, because he's great he was great as Black Panther. He's synonymous with Black Panther, but the character is bigger than the person playing them. Yeah. We didn't stop at the Joker just because Heath Ledger unfortunately passed. After you think someone else isn't going to play Wolverine after Hugh Jackman passes away?
Hugh Jackson's going to play Wolverine until that happens. So
even after he dies, just have his skeleton out there.
They're going to dig his corpse up, right? No, but it was very clear that the new phases post Endgame had a very, very big plan in place for T'Challa. They should have kept moving. They needed to keep that up. It was, like we've constantly said, reactionary, and now look where we are.
Yeah. The fourth T'Challa in.
And that's the problem.
And all these reactionary decisions that they keep making.
You can't keep on making different Black Panthers. That's the problem.
And every week it seems like they come up with something new.
Mm-hmm.
And reactionary and just undercooked when it really didn't need to be like this. Doing it's the very definition of doing too much. And I'm not trying to minimize the tragedy at all. I know it may sound like that.
No, I
No,
don't think that's what it
no.
is either. And at
Yeah.
this point, we
No,
all
we're
know
talking about a
two
character.
different things. Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about a character, not Chadwick. You know, Chadwick is great. You know, he did great movies, but we're talking about T'Challa. You know, a character, comic book character, fictional character. So, real quick, what's up, Tony? Is in the house.
Tony, what's
And
up?
then Books, Gers, and Purrs also in the house.
How's it going?
See. Yeah, she's saying too many Batman comic books now.
Oh, there's a ton of them.
I don't know how to find them. I don't even know what it is anymore.
You just walk in and there's like a whole wall. It's just,
well, yeah. Just look at the graham crackers over where I live, or near where I live. It's like all of this in the very back of it is like Batman comics.
No, but it's not even alphabetized. So like there's a section, there's drawers or whatever that are just for Batman. There's like 5 of them. Just Batman. And it's not like in the BA anymore. So you gotta like say, oh, this is the Batman section, this is the Superman section. These are 6 drawers right here that for each one of those, because there's so many comic books and so many comic book storylines.
So many. What's up, Derpy? He was I hate my organization.
Yeah, I don't like your organization either.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was like, wait, what? I forgot. Yep, the draft. Well, it's all right. We know your pain. Skip around a little bit. Do you think Matt Reeves is gonna be canceled with Batman 2?
I'm kind of starting to think so.
I kind of agree with what Mama Bear said, that it won't ever be officially canceled. It just will forever be on the shelf.
I think it'll be officially canceled once James Gunn moves on to his Batman.
Yeah,
I'm starting to think it will be also. It just seems like Matt Reeves just can't crack the storyline. I'm starting with all the rumors about, you know, his current state, personally, where they are story wise. Yeah, I'm starting to feel like it just may not. They may just pull the plug on it, which I hate.
Yeah,
because you know how much I love.
I think they just never talk about it again. Just like
just kind of let it fade out, fizzle out, which I hate because I loved that they were doing more world building with the Penguin.
Yeah.
I was looking. You know how much I love the Batman. It's my favorite live action Batman movie. I was looking forward to the prospect of seeing more of that Elseworld, but if they're not, then you know,
they're not.
You know, to have like one Batman in one universe and another one in Elseworld universe, you know, it might be a little too much. I could see how it might be a little too much, but
yeah,
I'd like to see a sequel, but if it doesn't happen,
if it doesn't happen next year, it's not happening.
If it doesn't at least start filming next year, or we hear something about
introduce Batman during the Superman movie, and delete the scene in the in credits, then it's already done.
Yeah.
And how do you know? Because his star is now going to be in Dune 3 as the villain. You don't enter another IP if you know you're going to star in the movie soon.
Mahershala Ali.
Well, go to do some dinosaur stuff, right? Make make $1 billion movie. Why not?
Like, let me know when Blade's ready. I'm out.
Yeah, you know, he's in a movie with Scarlett Johansson. It seems like that's the closest thing to the MCU he'll be able to do at this point, right?
Yeah. Oh, he goes, Matt Reeves has a story. He tweeted that ages ago.
Yeah, but he just changed the villain. I thought that was like yesterday.
Yeah. In a grounded, you know, like detective noir universe like that, which also, by the way, I love, for the record. I think that's awesome. It's one of my favorite things. There's only so many villains you can use. It's not the fantastical Gunverse that
No, I heard he was going lean towards Mr. Freeze again.
Could be interesting. You know,
Freeze and Clayface. Those are the two I've been hearing.
it was Clayface, and I thought that he was backtracking on that. I gotta look at that story again. I didn't read the article really well, so I'm not gonna say that like I know anything.
But those are the only two villains I heard from that storyline. I haven't heard anybody else though.
It'd be interesting to see how you know, I'm sorry, Reeves's approach to a character, especially one such as Mr. Freeze, and how he'd kind of tweak him to fit his grounded universe. Dare I say, it felt a little more, just as if not a little more grounded than Nolan's.
Oh yeah, 100. I think more.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see. I'd love a sequel. You know.
Yeah.
I don't think we get a sequel. I think we get more sequel to like the Penguin. Maybe the Batman will be a TV series.
I'd be all for it.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that because I wouldn't mind anything, but like when Mama's Gunn doesn't want the same hero to be played in different actors. I mean, that's for anybody, any studio. It's like, why would I want? You know, then that's the issue. Why Sony isn't doing anything with Spider-Man. You know, that's why we never got Venom to be actual Venom. He was just this black, veiny glob. You know, it wasn't. You know, so yeah, it's because like Marvel's like, no, you can't do a Spider-Man. We're doing Spider-Man. You know, so I mean, I get it. You don't want to convolute or confuse people. You know, so but yeah, why do you think they canceled Superman and Lois early? Yeah, I mean, same thing. Yeah, you know, but I mean. You don't obviously put it on Gun. You're like, oh, we're done with the story. Like, okay, sure you were. Sure. Yeah. You're done with the story because you were told you're done with the story. Yeah. I don't think realistic Mr. Freeze will work.
On surface level, yeah, on surface level, definitely not. You know, I can't really see it working either. You're right, Maria. But I'd be interested to see if Reeves could make it work. If we're going more the detective grounded noir route, like off the top of my head, I think I could see like Hush or Victor Zsasz or characters like that.
I mean, you can still do like Clayface, but he's more like Ethan Hunt.
Yeah. That could work.
Able to, put mask on and pretend to be whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where Mauer said DC didn't have an issue with Snyderverse and Arrowverse. There was no DC Studios. That was Warner Brothers, and Warner Brothers don't give a shit. Also, Arrowverse started first. Arrowverse started before Snyderverse, technically.
Yeah, back in.
You did have problems, right? Like with Flash, people were like, Grant Gustin is mine.
Well, they had them in a scene together.
Yeah, the Crisis on Infinite Earths, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really.
They were trying to find a way to connect it, but also now DC is its own studio for the first time ever, which is the smart move.
That's the best thing for them. Warner Brothers, like you said, Tank. Warner Brothers has always been the problem.
Yeah.
It's and that's even before they. That's dating way back to the original Batman run of movies. Their studio interference was always the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what kind of derailed the Batman movies and kind of plunged Batman into a hole for X amount of years and the comic book genre as a whole. You know, they what else was there? Catwoman. I'm sure you guys remember the original plan for Green Lantern when they wanted to make it like a screwball comedy with Jack Black. I don't know how well you guys remember that, like back in the mid 2000s.
You know how I feel about Jack Black.
Yeah. I do. Personally, I'm a Jack Black fan. I love Tenacious D, but I get it.
No.
So like, yeah, but yeah, before I go off on too much of a tangent, yeah, Warner Brothers has always been the problem when it comes to DC. You know,
I mean, big studio only cares about money. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, very much throw shit at the wall and see what sticks.
I mean Disney, but that's why they have Marvel to block it. To say, well, this is what's better for our IP.
Yeah. But yeah, I know I skipped over some comments, but we got to get going.
Okay.
But let's
what are we talking
we'll
about?
watch Predator first, and then we'll talk Andor, and then do maybe one other trailer.
Okay.
One or two. But I definitely want to see the Predator one.
Yeah, I haven't even watched it just yet. I was waiting.
Let's see. Hopefully I don't get laggy. We'll see. We'll see.
Is that a T-Rex on the wall?
That is what it looks like. All right. Well,
Jurassic Park crossover confirmed.
That would be funny.
So one way to make $1 billion. Hey,
right?
Put dinosaurs in it.
Just put dinosaurs in it.
Yeah,
dinosaurs in a Predator. I mean that might happen. Just like no dialogue at all. Just like
that would, I'd be so for that.
T-Rex screens.
I'd be so for that.
Wow. What's the show that's Primal? Have you ever seen Primal on Adult Swim?
Yes.
It's really, really good. Really good. So all right, let's watch this one. Yo, what's up, Shift?
What up, Shifty?
Wednesday crossover.
I know you want to talk about Andor.
Yeah, well, we're gonna talk about that after this. All right. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we gotta move on.
Okay.
Let's get going.
All right.
Get this ready and watch this trailer. All right, what is up? Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Tank Kramer with Brandman Brandon Grizzly, and we're gonna check out the new Predator Badlands trailer that just dropped, I believe today. Yeah, we got the Predator animated thing. Forgot what that was called. That looked awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I know this is made by the same people who made Prey, which Prey was awesome. So,
it's what we needed for the Predator franchise.
Yeah, it really revamped it, and the cartoon looked awesome.
Breathe life into it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But they're doing these time frame kind of things, so
which is
cool. Yeah, it makes sense. It's cool. I want to see Predators kill people from different time eras.
There's a lot you could do with it. That's why I liked Prey so much. But we could. I'll go more into detail after we watch it.
Yeah. Let's check it out, and then we'll talk about it.
I didn't think you survived.
In November, we got a minute.
You're hunting something that can't be killed.
Huh.
Okay.
All right. So this is, well, first and foremost, it looks awesome. This is definitely going to be an IMAX watch for me. But dare I say, this kind of looks like it's coming more from the Predator himself is going to be the central character.
Mm-hmm.
It looks more focused on him. I know some people everything that I've seen over the last 24 hours this trailer's been out has been pretty minimal. I've just seen a couple of memes clowning the Predator's look. But I'm okay with it. I've seen a couple memes, and you know how the
looks like a mask,
but it's practical effects. What do you want? Do you want CG? Remember, we got the CG Predator in the Predator, and it looked absolutely awful.
Mhm.
I like that they're going more practical, and I like that they're going with more different looks because Prey and even Predators like established that there's like, kind of not subspecies of predators, but
Like
or do I have it
classes.
right? Yeah, different
I would say
classes.
like different like classes kind of thing. Because he seems thinner and leaner.
Yeah,
So I assume he'd be more agile and stuff.
yeah, I like that. You can't have them all look the same.
Yeah.
So I like this look, and I know they said it was going to take place in the future. It looks completely different than what I had pictured in my mind. Um, and I guess Elle Fanning's character is supposed to be a synthetic based
Mhm.
on
That
her
makes
eyes
sense.
kind of going white early
Yeah.
on in the trailer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really enjoyed Prey, so I'm down with whatever they bring the director Dan Trachtenberg back to do. He showed that there's a lot you could do with the Predator concept. You could bounce like you were saying, you could bounce around different eras, different locales. There's a lot you could do with it. So I like that between this and the animated movie that they're playing with that.
Mhm. Going to the future. That's what I was going to ask. I'm like, what time frame is this? But future, yeah,
Mhm.
that makes
Yeah,
sense.
so
Okay. Okay. What about you, Brian?
Well, I'm not sure. You guys keep saying it's a he. I didn't know if it was a he or a she.
yeah, I can't tell. I
As
just
Predator.
I just naturally assume.
I I assumed it was a she from the beginning, but a badass. But it could be either one. Um, I don't really care. What they do, as long as they hold to it, the Predator feeling,
Yeah.
and the intensity, the killing, the hunt part, all that. This is all that really matters. As long as you do those things, this is going to be a great movie, and people are going
Yeah.
to enjoy it. This is a good time to revamp Predator and really give different type of outlooks, and maybe you understand the predators more than you understand the idea of the battle, understand where they come from, but still gives the same feel. If you could do that, then this could be a really good IP, and we could see 5 Predator movies based on different things. If not, then it's going to die right here.
Yeah. I hope not. I hope not. Because I didn't even think a female predator. Like that would be interesting. That
Mhm.
would be interesting for sure. Because I just went to male immediately.
Same.
You know,
My bad.
but no, I mean, but also like I never saw a female predator, so
Yeah.
How would you even know if you did?
how would you even know? Like you
Yeah.
assume they would have human attributes,
Yeah,
but
and with them
who
being
knows?
different, with there being different classes of predator, as we establish,
Mhm.
female predators obviously fall well into that category. It's like why wouldn't they?
Mhm.
So I'm um I'm pretty excited now that we're actually seeing stuff. They've been pretty good at keeping this under wraps.
Yeah,
So
yeah, they're pretty good
all
about
we
it.
knew about it was the director of Prey, Elle Fanning was in it, and it took place in the future. I think those were the only details that we were made
Do you know
aware
much
of.
more now after this trailer?
No, and I love that.
Yeah,
It didn't give away a whole lot. It showed you just enough.
yeah.
I'm
I mean,
happy
you get
with
the
that.
look of the predator,
Yeah.
which cool. That's all. Well, then this
I
because
understand
who
they
is
have
it?
their own culture. That's the thing. That was the
Yeah,
understanding. Now, this predators have their own culture. They have their own past, their own things that they hold dear,
hmm
and that's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Is that the in the middle? Is that the Independence Day alien in the middle
yeah.
on the
That's
wall?
what Shifty was saying that
Mhm.
it was Independence Day alien on the wall, which would be where they had the one right in the middle. Just that's interesting. I like that. But even the one bottom left of it, that looks like something from another like cartoon or thing. I just can't picture it right now. but that looks familiar.
On the left side in the middle looks like a human skull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The spine attached, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I thought it was a club.
Spine
The
out.
spine would
Yep.
be fucking awesome. That's
Mhm.
so nasty.
You know, that's the
crazy.
Predator's things going ripping that spine out. Too.
Yeah, but I wonder if they time travel. You know, because you have a T-Rex, but this is also set into the future. Or do predators live that
planets.
long? You know,
Well, they get the different planets. In different planets, you have dinosaurs.
Mhm.
And they still are the major,
Are,
you know,
yeah.
species
Yeah.
on a planet.
Well,
They lived there before. They lived here before. Maybe they could be somewhere else in the solar system.
Yeah.
yeah. I thought this shot was cool. You know, like the predator mask looks awesome. You know,
Yeah.
I
There's
can see
like two
female
suns, right?
from here.
Mhm. This shot, and I think there
Three
were like
suns?
Oh
It
yeah,
looks like
it
it.
looks like 3
You look
This
at
shot-
the reflection in the lake.
in the lake. Yeah,
this shot, and I think there were like 1 or 2 other shots that really sold me on this being this being one of them.
yeah. Oh, that like
Yeah. So yeah, this is definitely an IMAX watch.
got the gear loadout.
Mhm.
You know, there's one where it shows like this one, them running through these puffy things. That's crazy looking.
Mhm.
But there's the one. I'm like, what is this? Because the sword looks sick, you know, and the way that I'm assuming it's a predator with like a
Mhm.
crown on it,
Mhm.
like
With the
like,
dog, looks like.
yeah. I want to know what this is, you know, because it has like a skull on
Same.
one shoulder and then like a cybernetic metal on the other, you know, with the white, you know, hair, or I don't know. I guess that's always hair. I always assumed it was hair.
It's wearing like a crown or something.
Yeah, but and then like the crown with the horns on it, like
Mhm.
I want to know what this is. You know, freaking gray skull in the background and shit.
Mhm.
Like what is this? Looks interesting.
It's got like a plasma sword lightsaber.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm really interested in this one.
Yeah.
You know, I like the predator look. You know, if it's a female, that's cool.
Yeah.
too.
I'm absolutely
Digging that.
fine with the look.
Yeah,
You know.
a lot more like this slimmer. If it's a female, I'm cool with that. But if it's just more of a thinner,
made more sense to
agile,
me.
more ninja like,
Yeah.
But you have
Cool
a
with that.
thinner, predator. It makes more sense to be female.
female,
Still
Stay with that route.
badass, still a warrior, but
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know, have a thinner build, still have this unbelievable, amazing attributes to be scary, but it's different.
Mhm.
Yeah. And different is appropriate in the case of the Predators. It's not like Alien where most of them absolutely have to look the same. They've
Yeah.
already established the rules with them, so you can't be having them all look the same.
Yeah, it gets
Why
boring.
would you want that?
Especially if you're making this world with badass predators. You know, like you
Yeah.
want them to be different. You know,
And what's more scary than a crazy woman with an axe
with the plasma sword.
that has all the power in the world? And what's more badass? There's nothing in the world more badass than that.
That would be cool. That would be cool. I kind of like that. But yeah. You know, that's our thoughts for the Predator Badlands trailer. We're pretty excited. I'm gonna definitely go watch it in IMAX. Like Brandman was saying, this just looks like it's gonna be super, super cool looking.
This is no question about it. This is absolutely an IMAX watch.
IMAX. But yeah, we want to hear from you guys though. Leave a comment down below if you're watching on the replay. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, come and join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. No, what again?
Monday,
Saturday,
Thursday, and Saturday.
Monday, Thursday, Saturday. Got my days all messed up. Yeah. So Monday, Thursday, Saturday, when we talk about movies, TV shows, trailers like this. But we appreciate everyone hanging out with us in the live chat, and you guys stick around because we're gonna get into your comments right now. All right. See what you guys are saying real quick about this. The blade is the Wyland, you was it?
Wayland Utani,
Utani.
synthetic.
Oh, is that from
And the blonde is a Wyland Utani synthetic.
Yeah, because
on the blonde?
yeah, because remember the Wayland was from Alien. That was wasn't that well, if we're counting Alien versus Predator, which I begrudgingly do, Lance Henriksen's character was established as the one that the synthetic was modeled after, and then
it's a good way to connect it.
Yeah, was Utani? Utani was no, Utani was Alien also, right?
I don't remember honestly.
Utani was an alien, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm good with I'm good with that connection since they were kind of a constant in the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So connected universe confirmed.
Right. She said looks dope. Mama Bear saying female predator. Who is the hero? Elle Fanning is playing twins. Oh, twins? Like one's fake and one's real? That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. It's the way it looks to her. It means it looks like it's a she to me.
Hey, all you guys are saying her, so I was like, damn, yeah. Okay.
To me, immediately like a girl, knowing how the guy looks and how thinner, but still just as badass and still just powerful, but just look different. You know, I felt like it was a female from the beginning.
Yeah. Her eyes have the WY logo on it. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, he's talking about the W on her eye with Elle Fanning's character. Gotcha.
Elle Fanning, yeah.
Yep. Predator with a fade. I thought that's funny. Yeah. It says she our man in the know dropped details on Monday. Oh, okay.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Look like a she.
Yeah.
She did.
I don't want predators in my alien, but I'll take aliens in my predator. We got Elle in the house. What's up, Elle? Appreciate you coming
what's going on?
Hanging out. ID4 alien skull. Yeah, Independence right here. Yeah. Like that. Younger male predator. It could be that, I mean, Mama Bear saying like we got some details about it being a female, but a younger male, that would be kind of interesting too. That is just an adolescent, so maybe he hasn't thicked up yet, bulked up.
But you see that and you think, okay, man, they have levels of badass. This entire species are amazing warriors. That's what you think of. Klingons. You think about them, right? They're females, look just like the men, but they're skinnier, but they're still just as agile, still just as powerful, still that aggressive. They're still unbelievable warriors. So that's kind of the way I thought I saw it. I was like, oh, man, it must be female because it's a warrior, but just a little bit different in the body frame.
I like that. Ace saying things as Guy Predator. So, Well, see, I gotta look into what Mama Bear is saying that somebody dropped some info on it. She said they should have kept the gender unknown. Who really cares, though? Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I think you're just telling them predators are awesome.
Yeah,
they're badass the entire time.
Yeah. And we got Sully Streams. What's up, Sully? We need a new Predator movie every year at this point. Yeah, the 3-part anime Samurai ones come this summer.
I'd be all for it.
And and practical effects is the way to go. I think it looks better. And it's you can get it done quicker. I don't want to say cheaper, but you'll be able to get it done a little quicker.
The Predator showed why it's a bad idea to make the Predator CG. It looked horrible.
Yeah.
It looked absolutely awful.
Yeah. There you go. So Mom Bear saying on Monday, so she does her show with Kingdom of Nerds and saying they have a Hollywood connection. So that's good. Got a little insider there.
It to me looks like a female, so
I didn't think about it, but as soon as people in chat and you brought it up, I was like, I 100% see it. It just initially didn't even think about it.
We all look at it and say, "Hey, this is our predator. This is like me," and we're all accused of doing that.
Yeah. So they said, love that they're connecting the new Predator and Alien movies in sneaky ways. Not a fan of the AVP stuff, but I'm down to see them give it another go. At least connect it. At least connect.
AVP was trash. Both of those movies were trash.
Yeah,
They were so bad. Like the first one, you take Alien and Predator, two movies that have like huge body counts individually. You PG-13 it, and then the second one, where you kind of had the chance to course correct. You don't know really what happened because the movie was so poorly and dimly lit. And when it wasn't poorly and dimly lit, you're getting Dawson's freaking Creek. I'm not going to curse in case some of my family members are watching. It was Dawson's Creek with co-starring Alien and Predator.
Do, 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 do. Do, do, do.
It was such trash.
To be over.
Plug your channel, Mama Bear. You know, or the group. I believe it's Kingdom of Nerds, right? Is the show you're on Mondays. So they come in every so often and say what's up. They're good people. I watch them on replay. It's a fun time. Usually got a good sized panel going on. There's gonna be a different. She the Predator is the hero. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. You know, make the most of your concept. There's a lot you can do with it.
The Predator versus Alien hate. I'm sorry, man. Just
they hit on a lot of stuff. I don't know, man.
AVP was not good.
AVP was trash. It was trash. It was
almost
bad.
ruined the franchise. It almost ruined both franchises.
Mm-hmm.
It almost killed both.
So,
crazy.
I don't know if you guys know. So the recent comic book ones, these runs, Alien versus Predator, the Aliens and the Predator ones have been amazing. And then even the crossovers have been amazing too. And then they've had Black Panther, T'Challa versus Predator. They've had Batman versus all these. You know,
Batman versus Predator is awesome.
So you know what I'm saying? Like these are good things to do. I'm okay with having them be the villain. I'm also okay with them being the anti-hero.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if they want to go after another AVP, and do it right, you go like you've seen the comic books are good. Go off comic book stores, like you don't need to be like
they're really good.
One for one, but at least get a good idea and a good story going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Predator versus Spider-Man came out the other day, right?
Oh, did it?
Yep.
I have to get it as a Spider-Man fan. I'm obligated to.
Predator versus Batman is one of my favorites of those.
Yeah,
that's so good. It's so good.
I got a little upset with Predator versus the Black Panther because I think it was a little bit. I don't know. I don't like seeing T'Challa get his ass kicked. Even though it makes sense.
I mean, he won? I'm assuming, right? Well,
because he's T'Challa. Yeah. He figures out a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Marvel.
You're going to see the Star Wars
smart.
3. I wouldn't mind actually going to see episode 3 in theaters, but I just don't have the time.
You don't even like episode 3. You're not allowed to go see our movie.
I don't. I mean, your movie. Get out of here. You know you're late. I don't like.
I like number 3 as the third best movie.
No,
thank you very much.
It's the 4th best movie.
It's the 3rd best movie. We'll argue all day about
the fight scene. The fight scene is the best fight scene.
And that's what makes it the third best.
The best.
We talked about this. What is Star Wars, the original Star Wars, even about?
Rebellion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the original. It's what started it.
It's not.
George Lucas, he's like, oh yeah, I took inspiration from real life, like the big empire versus the little thing, the Vietnamese War and stuff like that, Korean War. Yeah. Awesome.
Episode 3 is the 3rd best movie. Yeah, I know Delta did. It's okay. No. But we don't have to argue.
Number 4. I give number 4.
We don't have to argue with him. It's okay. No. it's okay.
Yeah. Is episode 4 a cheesy, corny movie? Yeah. It was also made in the 70s, so
And you can say, because
Does episode 3 is completely stupid in the beginning and the very end? Yes.
And episode 4 is cheesy and corny. So like it's okay, So
I'll take cheesy and corny
the badass fight. It's the best fight. It's the good storyline. It's the foundation of Obi-Wan understanding who he really is. Let's just move on.
It's not a good storyline.
Oh my God, Tank. Just whatever. Just go on.
So she died because she had a broken heart. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, we all said that's stupid.
Died of a broken heart.
We all said that was stupid, but no, the Order 66 is not. Order 66 is the biggest thing. Order 66 the biggest thing. That's not telling her she died is the biggest thing. It's not the biggest thing.
If she lived for her kids, we would have gotten different versions of Leia and Luke, but she died of a broken heart.
Every youngling.
Yeah,
that is the biggest thing.
It's fucked up.
That's the biggest thing.
But he's Vader. He's
and
evil.
then the Jedi having this be disbanded throughout the universe, throughout the cosmos. Those are the two biggest things.
But you knew that was
dying.
Coming. You knew the Jedi were going to be gone. You knew Anakin was going to turn into Vader. How do you do it? You have to kill all the Jedi, and you have to do something really messed up to turn Anakin into Vader.
You knew she was going to die.
But how and why? And that's the reason she died. And
see, that's the most important thing, is that Order 66 happened, and there's still things around Order 66.
Yeah, and then it's like, but then this Order 66 never even happens because they made 15 other storylines of this Jedi survived, and then this Jedi survived. Oh well, this Jedi wow, seriously, Order 66 did it even do good enough? If you keep making side stories of Jedi keep surviving it, so
it's not that it was all the younglings that were destroyed. It's all right, guys. You guys know who's right. You guys know who's wrong.
I'm gonna this is the second best Star Wars film. That's crazy.
I'm gonna keep quiet on this topic tonight. I will keep quiet.
No. It is I will go to the theater and watch episode 3 because that fight is amazing. Amazing fight.
The evil, the turn, all that stuff is pretty cool.
Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. I'm
with Brad, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of Star Wars, let's talk about some other Star Wars. Let's get into Andor. Another thing that's insanely divisive between the fan base. Which I don't get. All right, let's talk about Andor a little bit. All right, what is up? Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Tank Kramer. We're Brandman Brandon, Brian the Grizzly, and we're going to discuss episode 1, 2, and 3 of Andor season 2. All right. I don't even know how to start it because it's season 1. Go back and you can watch our rating of season 1. I'll put a link above Brian's head over there to watch that. And me and Brian still are not big fans of it. I know, Brandman, you went back and you rewatched season 1 and you were a little bit more entertained. We'll start off with you. Since you did rewatch season 1 and enjoy it a little bit more, now watching the start of season 2, how do you feel?
Brian, Tank, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I'm enjoying this.
Are you okay?
I'm sorry. I like to a very high extent, I agree with Brian. There are some things that you just automatically associate with Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Jedi, lightsabers, the Force. But I like the idea of them kind of going into more facets of this universe and them kind of taking a slight detour from that. I think I'm okay with this season because I went back and revisited season 1 and was a lot more okay with it. So I kind of went in knowing what to expect. So the I very much like the first 2 episodes.
Mm.
We'll cross the bridge of the third one when we get there because there were some problems I had with that. But I kind of like where they're going, and I'm anticipating hopefully some payoff. But I like the kind of political thriller vibe that they're going with Andor. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I know I'm the odd man out
I
in
mean,
this
it's
situation.
political.
I mean,
We're
I'm
stretching the word
sorry.
thriller, but
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
obviously, you're in the majority. I mean,
yeah, most people
like I
like
said,
it, right?
Mhm.
99%. I mean, people are loving this thing,
Mhm.
You know,
And plus,
so
I'm a Diego Luna stan. Like he's a
I
really
am
good
too.
actor.
He's awesome.
I'll co-sign anything that he shows up in and incur like hype anything that he's in. I think as far as some of the newer characters that were introduced in Star Wars lore, Cassian Andor is probably one of the ones that I like more. I think he's an interesting character, so I kind of like the idea of him kind of getting his own kind of in between qual for to Rogue One.
Mhm.
So I enjoy it. It kind of keeps me. It hooks me because I'm always wondering where they're gonna go next.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. I mean, like you said, like you're in with the majority of, especially with the critics. Like
Mm,
you
It's
know,
it's a change of pace, which and I mean that in the best way possible. Because we usually know what to expect with Star Wars, I kind of I like the I really like the idea of the show.
yeah. Okay. What about you, Brian?
I understand.
That's what happened.
No, I get it.
Let me try again. And then this happened, and then that's literally me trying to give it a opportunity. I'm trying to give it an opportunity. I really, really am. I think it's really artsy fartsy. I think it's really just up its own ass. It really is. Like it's everyone's like, oh, look at it's pretentious as shit. Like I don't think it's Star Wars, but it is what it is. I mean, people enjoying it. So I'm not going to rain on other people's parade that like it. So I'm going to soldier through it and try to watch it so much, and it's just not grabbing me. But if I knew if season 1 wasn't going to grab me, the chance of season 2 to grab me was slim to none. So that's just it is what it is. Even though I think there's parts of season 1 that I liked, there's going to be parts of this thing I'm going to like, but I don't care. I think that I don't care. I don't care. There's nothing about it that makes me think I care at all. So it's not going to grab me. I know it's not going to grab me. So I'm not going to come here and just poo-poo it every week. I'm just going to try to watch for what it is and look at it critically. But I don't need an artsy fartsy Star Wars. I don't need like a dramatic interpretation of WrestleMania. Like that's just that there's things I don't need, like there's things that it doesn't need to be me, so that's just for me how I feel,
Yeah. I think you for me, you hit it spot like dead on with I think not caring. Like I just didn't care. There's a big death in the first 3 episodes. I didn't care. I think I was aggravated that it got dragged out.
Nice.
I think you might be laggy, Brandon.
He's trying to hold his thought. That's all.
Yeah. With it. But I would say because the episode 1, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of interested. Like the first episode of the season, I'm like, okay, we're doing some cool shit. He's stealing a plane and lands in a spot and in some trouble. But then it ended, and it
really
just
stretching land
ended. It just
flying.
ended. Well, and then I was like, okay, it's a test. They even said it's a concept 1, so it's new. I'm like, okay, I was assuming there's a reason he didn't know what he was doing, because it proved in season 1 he's pretty good behind in a cockpit, so like, so that's why I was like, okay, it's a test one, whatever. And they say it later. It's like he was pissed. He's like, I wasn't trained for this. You didn't tell me it was this, So I thought it was cool, whatever, but the episode 1 just ended. It literally, like, in the middle of the story just ended, and I felt like they should have just made a 3-hour episode at this point, instead of making 3 1-hour episodes. Just give me one long episode. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna watch all 3 anyway, right? I mean, just put it all together instead of having just this random. They literally just cut it off. Like, he walked, and then they just boom, done. I'm like, that's not an end of an episode, like, it's the end of a third of the movie. So that was one thing that kind of aggravated me. I was like, just make it one long episode. Just who gives a shit, at this point. Yeah, but just I didn't care about it. Like Brian said, the artsy fartsy. I don't need a pretentious Star Wars. I don't need pretentious Star Wars. Like even before, if you watch live, what it just says, like, I like the corny, cheesy stuff. I like cool fight scenes. And I'm not getting Star Wars. I'm getting a Star Wars that's up its own ass, is like trying to be smarter than what Star Wars is made to be.
I feel like at every 30 minutes they look at the screen like, "Huh, you get that? You get that?"
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, man.
Yeah. That's why at the end of this 3rd episode with Mon Mothra fucking, dancing in the club, I was like, what the fuck are we doing? What is this? It was like, and then I think it tries to be smarter than what Star Wars is, like, it was like, oh, well, this person is colluding with this person, but this person's a bad guy, and this person is this and this and this, and in the middle of it, we're gonna throw in this one, dickhead guy and his shitty mother. It was like, what? Like, okay, cool. Yeah.
I know it was a daughter's wedding, but it was more
it was the party. It was the after party.
Yeah.
It was like a rave almost.
Yeah,
I was
that
very,
really weirded me out.
Yeah, I was getting very Matrix Reloaded.
Yeah,
vibe.
Same
with the
like,
music.
Why am I watching?
Yeah.
Why am I watching a rave party? And why did it drag on so long? Similar to Matrix Reloaded.
Yeah,
to an extent. That's what I was kind of. That's what I was kind of saying with the 3rd episode. It just went on and on. It felt longer than the rave scene in the Matrix Reloaded. If I'm being honest, that was like one of the things that I didn't like. And they kept switching. They kept intercutting between what was going on in multiple locations to that. It was super awkward.
Mm-hmm. And then I don't even know the guy's name, but the weird dickhead guy and his mom. she I mean, I laughed because I'm like, oh, she's like the super toxic mother you see on like a reality TV kind of thing, like it was funny, and I think it was meant to be funny, but also it didn't fit with everything else. I actually forgot about that character. I completely forgot about him from season 1. I was like, oh yeah, you're the guy that never quit and almost got in trouble. So it's just all I really care about is Andor. All I really cared about was Andor, and even then, his story was like dragged out. Like, he stole the plane, crash landed, and his brother died. Like, really, I didn't need that. I don't care about the rich dickheads. I don't care.
I kind of like about Bix a little bit. I care a little bit about Bix.
But that's part of Andor's story.
It's still part of Andor, yeah.
Like, I don't need a potential rape scene in Star Wars. I'm good.
Why?
Yeah.
Like, why are we doing this? I'm like,
I get that.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I mean, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to show the Empire's evil. It's gonna they rape women. Like, cool. I mean, I already got them blowing up fucking planets.
like, what? How far do you need to go? Like,
I know they're evil.
Can you go less evil than blowing up the planet and killing billions of people?
Yeah, so yeah, I care a lot for Binks. I did too. It was an uncomfortable kind of scene. It just just by the end, I was just like, oh, not happy. And I was really hoping for season 2 to be fun. To be like, because the trailer showed it. Like, there's gonna be some action. There's gonna be some cool spy shit.
I mean,
maybe we still get
stuff
it, but
happened. Stuff happened.
I
It
mean,
just didn't matter.
Yeah,
I don't like action that doesn't matter. And at the end of the day, it didn't matter. Like, it was like
him like laser zapping the base because he can't fly the plane, and literally like killing point blank like stormtroopers. I'm like, damn, like, that was rough. But but I mean, but they're building up to this, to Andor being like, oh, we have to kill them before they kill us. How he was in Rogue One, kind of thing. So. Yeah. Over said, yeah. Empire does slavery, mass genocide, deleting kids. Why stop at SA? But you're already at this level of evil. Like, I don't need to know all the other things under that.
We assume all the other stuff is there. Like, there's space Nazis.
Yeah, exactly. Look at their uniforms.
It's like, I don't know what else we're doing. I mean, yes.
Yeah. 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 So the scene was fine. We're okay with SA scenes in was it BTTF?
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Oh yeah. But a grounded adult story about occupations war and all that stuff is the issue. I don't know if it's not the issue. It's just it's not Star Wars.
I think it's at the heart of what, it's the exact opposite of the heart of what Star Wars is supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that's just, and it really, for me, honestly, I feel like it's sucking the fun out.
That's a good example.
That's how I feel, and that's all. And I'm not. It's nothing to do with you. You could like it. You can. I feel watching it that the fun is being sucked out of the room.
Yeah, that's actually good. Because we can talk about episode 3 being better and episode blah 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 and all that stuff, but I think they're all like fun in the sense of like the action, or it's corny, or they the space fights and stuff like that. But when you start sucking the fun out, I think that, like how you said it, yeah. But I said they're just trying to prove a point of what the Empire is regular people to ignite the rebellion. I mean, also enslaving, like it's also like we know,
like I don't understand. Like, they've already done enough.
Yeah, like we know they're bad. Like we know they're bad. You know how we know they're bad? Because in episode 3, he killed a bunch of babies. It was like, yes, they're bad, man. Like, yes, I don't need to. They tell me that like all these killing
babies is probably the worst thing you can ever do. I don't know what else you could do. Like,
it reminds me of that video. Like, what's the worst thing? Is like he pulls it off and is like what is that, a killer? And he pulls it off and he goes, a baby killer or something like that. Or I forgot what the meme was. But, but it's just like you said. It when you keep it very vague and broad, and you don't focus on the details, you're able to move on to like other things. When you start focusing on the details, then it starts to get a little too real. And then it gets,
some people are going to like the realness of it, and I can accept that. I really can, but it's not. I'm not going to like want it to be that. I don't think that's what Star Wars is to me. Mm-hmm. But if it is that way to you, then and you enjoy it, good. I'm not going to.
Yeah, I mean, what Jabba did with Leia. Yeah, I mean, her name was literally Slave Leia until they got rid of it, But so we're not saying it doesn't happen. It's just saying you don't need to show us for us to know it happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, can you imagine like when he blew up the planet like it cuts to like the planet and
Seeing
just
the
like
people
people
like just be
bursting and
incinerated.
yeah,
What the
you
planet
know,
is being
do
destroyed.
that for like 5 minutes. It was like, nah, man, that would,
I got the point.
like,
I got the
yeah,
point.
yeah. He's a, but this regular people in the rebellion, not space wizards. Yeah, but they're still Nazis. Just the space wizard Nazi just has magic powers. They're all Nazis. They're all bad. So. Collector said I liked all 3 episodes. I know you were. He's been holding out for us to talk about this, but yeah, I mean, Collector liked it a lot. I mean, and then I know me and Brian are like in the minority.
My minority. I mean, most people like this stuff. I mean, or most of the people that are watching it like it.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, I can see why. Like it's well written. I would say that the conversations they have is very detailed for sure. I thought it looks good for sure. It looks good. Like they put money behind
They
this.
spent a lot of money to do it.
Hell yeah. Because it looks awesome. So it just for me, this just the story is just not Star Wars. Not Star Wars. At least it's not the Star Wars I grew up with. So
I don't think that
I really hated the dum-dums that captured Andor and were shooting at each other millions plot. Yeah. It was annoying and a waste of time. That's the problem.
Was, and I felt that way. That's exactly how I felt. I was like,
episode 1 and 2 for Andor was all of waste of a time. All of it. It's just like somehow we needed to delay Andor from showing up to save his brother because we need to kill his brother so he can have more of a reason to fight the fight. And then I think I was talking to you guys before we went live was they could have done something cool with that where the rebellion is so new and so unorganized that no one knows who else is in the rebellion, so they're constantly like do you know? And they're like, I know, but do you know? No, I know, but do you know? It's like, so there's kind of like looking at each other, was like, and not sure if the other person knows or not.
It was like an episode of Family Guy where they're like,
and I was like, and you could have done. I think you could have done some cool stuff with that. Where like, maybe they might, but at least for that episode, it was just like, I don't trust you because you're fighting the Empire. Well, I don't trust you because you're fighting the Empire. And I'm, evil look at each other.
Yeah. I mean, as I said, like some people are going to like it, some people are not, and that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, most people like it.
Yeah. Well, I think most people that are watching it like it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. He said all the dum-dums had to do was go to one of the temples and wait it out until the rebellion gets there and makes their.
Now, I do agree about that. That did annoy me a little bit. Those idiots that Andor ran into. They were just especially like the main two, Tweedledee and Tweedledummer.
It was like 30 minutes, B. Like that's I was like,
it was episode 1 and episode 2. Well, with his story.
Yeah. That was one of the low points for me. They were just they were just imbeciles. Why
they're followers without a leader. So then when the leader's gone and the followers are trying to lead, they just crash into each other, So I was like, you and I hope they still do something with that where Andor pulls up, he's like, hey, all these people working for you don't know they're working for you, and now they're all fighting each other because they don't know that the other sides were also working for you. So hopefully Andor is like, hey, we need to solidify this a little bit better, because the guys I'm supposed to be working
or
with
something that we could do, some type of symbol or emblem or something that we can all identify.
A secret handshake, fucking, so and I think I hope they get to that, where they need to solidify the rebellion a little bit more, so we'll see. It did drag though, a little bit.
It's because he just
They
didn't
got
need
to
to
the
be
party
there for
early.
so long.
Mhm.
You know what? If next week, like, was it 4 and 5 next week?
Yes.
Was it? If it's good, if they're good, I won't come out and say, "Hey, that was pretty good," you know. But if it's another, like, I feel like it's just drawn out, taking too long to get to the story point, I'm gonna tell you the same thing. Oh, it's 4, 5, and 6. Okay.
Oh, it
They
is going to
played
be
rock, paper, scissors. They played rock, paper, scissors. Fuck, come on, man.
So 2 episodes every week. Yeah.
I mean, these guys are gonna fight the Empire, and they're playing rock, scissors, paper. You know, because
But if they should have played rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock.
Spock just pull out Spock out of nowhere. Yeah, I mean, and that's why hopefully they get more into that. You know, that everything's so disjointed that they need to
That they're
bring
starting to
together.
figure out how to come together and actually do something together. Because as of right now, it doesn't even make sense. It's just stuff happening, and that's how I feel. I feel like there's just stuff happening.
Yeah, because even with the rich people, like, you know, Mon Mothra and Luffin, whatever. Like, I feel like they're fighting the same fight, but they're also butting heads, you know, a little bit. So like everything is just so disjointed. So hopefully by the end of this, it leads into what they were in Rogue One. You know, they had a secret base, they were all on the same page. There's one rebellion, you know, and that's what I hope we lead into. It just, and hopefully it doesn't by episode 9, they're like, oh, and we all have to fight together.
And
Credits,
like,
you know, it's like,
yeah, and then,
yeah, and then credits roll. I was like, oh, okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I'm hoping, you know, there's payoff. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm still waiting for season 1 payoff, guys. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that we don't get like a House of the Dragon or Daredevil Born Again scenario where it kind of picks up traction and then goes like that, picks up traction and then goes like that. You know, otherwise it's just gonna get frustrating and I'm gonna feel all let down.
Yeah. The one thing I would say that people are saying that are stupid to me is so many people are like, the MAGA stuff that the show talks about is really annoying. They need to keep real life politics out of it. I was like, is it that? Or is it this fascist regime in this show looks really familiar to some other shit? I'm just
Because
saying,
the same thing
like,
happens in every generation, in every regime. Like,
you know,
when you have fascist type of
fascism
thing,
is fascism.
happens all the time.
Yeah, you know. So I just thought, I'm like, really? I'm like, because I'm pretty sure this show was being made before he was president. This time, at least. So, you know, I don't know.
I'm just, I'm literally hoping that I'm gonna watch it, and I'm hoping that I enjoy 4, 5, and 6 more.
Yeah. So it's what 9 episodes, right? Or 12?
I think it's 12.
9, right?
12? Is it 9?
Or maybe you might be right. Maybe I have it wrong.
But it might be 9. I mean, I'm not gonna sit
there. It's
12.
12.
It's 12.
12.
Yeah. It's 12.
Yeah, because they're doing 3 at a time. Oh, well, we have these 3. And
Just 3 at a time.
then 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, 7, 8, 9 come out, and then 10, 11, 12 come out. Which I'm assuming is like each one's going to be a year later. Because right now we're 4 BBY. So I'm assuming the next 3 will be 3 BBY, and then 2, and then 1, and then we get into the actual, you know, episode 4. Or I hate that, because episode 4 is the start of the of you know, the New Hope, I guess. Yeah 3 episodes is 1 year. Yeah, that makes sense. They're hoping it's 9. Yeah, there's 12. Yeah. She said, this was written before the writer's strike, and they had to recast Bail Organa because of it. Yeah. Yeah. So that's why people were complaining about that. I was like, nah, man, this speaks a lot more about your shit than this shit. Just saying. Just saying. Yeah. Is that they can complain if they change the general from Purple Dawn. That's funny. That's funny, Ace. Yeah. I'm sure they have another 30 minutes in the Monzo. Oh, is Anzo come in the chat? Oh,
No,
I missed the Sith 8.
And that was all this man right here.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, I'm saying it's the fourth best Star Wars. That's
It's the
pretty
third.
solid.
It's the third. That's okay.
I mean, none of it would happen without Episode 4. I'm just saying. The first Star Wars.
Well,
None
of course,
you would get
nothing would happen without the first one because
yeah,
if they had no first one, you would have no second one. The second one, you have no third one. So yeah, you're not wrong.
I heard 1 through 3 are the worst ones, Brian. Okay. I hope that's the case.
If it gets better, I'll sit here and say this is better, and then I'll say the next one is. I have no skin in the game. Like, I'm not sitting here wanting it to be bad. I don't want to waste 3 hours of my life. I don't.
Well,
that's not where I want to. Wake up in the morning. You know what? I want to waste 3 more hours. No, I don't. I have a lot of stuff to do. I don't want that. I want it to be really good.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's because like we love Star Wars. We love Star Wars, and we want Star Wars to be good. And I know I'm saying that, and it has a 99% on freaking Rotten Tomatoes or whatever.
But that's the critics, and it's like a 79 for everybody.
Yeah, which is still solid,
which is good. But it's about
really
people
good.
that actually. It's the people that actually watch. Yeah.
There's
not a lot. There's not this huge influx like this is the most watched thing ever. It's good though. Fine. Some people like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah. I hope they do pick up. Because the trailers showed some really cool stuff. Some like cool spy stuff, which kind of want. So, I know I missed over a bunch. There's a few grapes in the EU books that George signed off because it's the books in a different than the screen. Maybe it's because the books is different than the screen. Maybe, but I mean, yeah. The scene was just it was like, damn, okay. Also, I kind of knew it was coming too, the way he came in and he was kind of doing his thing, but I didn't think they were gonna get to where it got.
It was a little too much for me.
Yeah. BBY before Baby Yoda. I do like that. That's the new Disney Lucasfilm timeline. Before Baby Yoda and after Baby Yoda. That's it. I don't want to see Luthen in that way for the rest of the series. Just badass rebel out here. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, and you know what the Naboo link is? The kid Luthen met at the wedding, or Luthen is actually from Naboo. What if Luthen is actually Padme's father? That'd be interesting. That'd be an interesting way to connect it. But then it'll be like, why isn't he there? Why isn't he being a king?
Yeah, if he's a king, then why is he not just being there being a king?
Yeah, because I don't remember in season 1, Brandman, you might know because you watched it more recently. He goes on that like really interesting monologue in season 1, about like all the pain he had to go through and this and that. It was like under the city or something like that when he was meeting one of his informants.
Yeah, it was early on in it.
Yeah, but it was like how he had to sacrifice a bunch of stuff, right? And whatnot. So maybe.
Yeah, because I thought, was it Padme's father? Something to Barry. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, Joe Ball and Rui Naberi.
Said I personally just prefer Jedi in my Star Wars and just had a hard time with the show because I know what's going to happen. We all do.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you can still make it interesting. I feel, so Naboo royals are elected. Okay. Was Big's dream a creepy doc supposed to mean that he did something else with her besides the head torturing thing? That's what I thought. That she was having, she was already assaulted, before, so it happening again. It was like, oh damn, can't catch a break. But yeah, there's no bloodline. Okay, that would make sense if they're not if they're elected. Yeah. So, well, I don't know. I'm still gonna watch the next bunch of episodes because I am curious. I am a fan of Diego Luna. Yeah, I do want to see what happens and how it leads into Rogue One. But I don't know. Would you guys expect anything from the next few weeks?
I just hope that it moves forward at the very least a steady pace. It's the knowing who's in charge of the series, and their kind of their track record, their filmography. It's a thin line to walk, but I hope they kind of move forward while maintaining my attention. I am really interested in what happens next, save for the rave sequence and Andor's encounter with those idiots in the woods.
That's like half of episode 1 and 2.
Yeah, I still enjoyed it. I'm sorry. So I'm just interested to see really where it goes next. I'm interested in what they're doing with this take on the Star Wars universe. It's kind of a welcome deviation from what we're used to me.
Yeah. Okay. What about you?
I'm just gonna sit there and watch it. I think you guys you put it in and say it's a slow burn. I don't think it's a slow burn. I don't think it's a slow burn at all. I think they're trying to stretch it out. And I think the story shouldn't have been as stretched out as it is. I don't think it's a slow burn necessarily, though. I think they're just adding details that sometimes don't need to be added. Sometimes to me it feels convoluted. Sometimes I feel like they're just putting things in that don't necessarily need. So, but if it just gives some action and stuff is actually happening and it means the story moves along, I'll continue to watch it and see where we left at. But if it's more like of not really moving, it's giving detail of things that really don't matter, then I'm gonna say it's not for me. That's it.
Shifty's bringing up a good point. They left their droid behind. You never leave a droid behind. Yeah, and I completely forgot about that. Completely forgot about that. So, yeah. They said, yeah. So the who is it? Jimmy Schmitz is going to replace Benjamin Pratt as Bail Organa. So, yeah, which is fine. Is what it is. I mean, Benjamin Pratt was like a good Organa, but I don't know why he couldn't do it anymore. But Jimmy Smith is.
It was Jimmy Smith's originally, right?
Yeah, Jimmy Smith and then Benjamin Pratt is gonna be stepping in. Yeah. Sorry, I got it reversed. But yeah, the Law and Order guy who's replacing Smiths. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I just want it to be good, and be entertaining for everybody. And I know that's impossible to do. So if it does good. I'm okay with it, I guess. It's not for me at the end of the day if that's the problem. But if critics wind up loving it, if it's like 98% or whatever on Rotten Tomatoes and it makes a bunch of money in subscribers, like I'm cool, but I don't know. I don't know if I want more artsy art house Star Wars stuff. So yeah. Yeah. So I want
guess I agree.
Grogu. I want baby Grogu. I want, the little puppet doing flips and shit. Like that's
I want
Star Wars.
Jedi. I want Sith. I want fights, and I want the war, and I want things that matter. And right now we're not getting it, and that's okay. If you guys like it, I'm here. I'm understanding, but understand, to me, that's what Star Wars really is. And I think that a fast, action-packed movie. I don't need an extended universe of Indiana Jones, of them sitting in the museum. I don't need that. You guys might like that. Cataloging all the stuff he found. That's not for me.
Yeah.
That's okay though. That if that's what you like, that's okay. I mean, I have no problem. But maybe it changes. Maybe my opinion changes because they change. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, like, I forgot who said it in chat that these three were, I guess, the worst of the new season. So
that's how I felt.
yeah. But yeah, we'll get into some more comments and stuff like that. But we want to hear from you guys. If you're watching our replay, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you guys think of this, the first 3 episodes of season 2. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, come in and tell me and Brian why we're wrong. It's fine.
Please.
Yeah. But I think we all love Star Wars and we just want Star Wars to be good, and I think we all have a different vision of Star Wars, and it's fine. It's freaking older than all of us, so yeah. We all have our own connection with this franchise. So, but yeah, make sure you leave a comment, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, come and join us every Thursday when we will be talking about Andor for the next couple of weeks. And if you are in the live chat, stick around because we're going to move on to our next topic right now. Cool. I did see this Shifty, that the people, oh no, that's the wrong one. That the writer of Poor Things is writing Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie. Was it Poor Things or Stranger Things? But I heard he's getting a big writer, which is yeah.
At least he's not writing it. You can go too
He's
off
just
the
going to
rails.
change everything.
It's just for the most part, I did kind of enjoy Poor Things. It's just it went way overboard with the sex.
Poor Things, yeah.
Way.
Yeah. I wasn't the biggest Poor Things fan.
Yeah, so it is the writer for Poor Things and The Favorite.
Yeah, Tony McNamara.
Yeah, which I enjoyed The Favorite. Also had a lot of sex in it. Poor Things I think the message was cool. I think it was a good movie. Looked gorgeous, but that's other things. But there's just so much sex, like unnecessary. So much. Even my girlfriend watched it because she wanted to watch it. She watched it a few weeks ago, and she's like, "There's a lot of sex in it." I was like, "Yeah, a little too much." Like at one point, you're just like, "Yeah, I want to see Emma Stone's tits." Like. Like you could have done without like a montage of sex scenes. But yeah, that'll be interesting. We're getting more and things that matter. Yeah. So this is what spawned the war, telling the story of the people actually affected by Empire's rule. I'm getting the political intrigue of the war and not the actual war.
Yeah, I disagree with you, Shifty. I think that's not what you just also the Jedi and the Sith also matter in that whole thing too.
Yeah, I mean they're the main parts of it.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Yeah. That's why I liked Rogue One a lot, because it was the actual war. It was the fighting.
Mm-hmm.
It was the spying and stuff like that. It wasn't them sitting down for an hour and a half coming up with a plan. It was
rock paper scissors.
doing it. Rock, paper, scissors. I'm pretty confident Andor is going to get better. Hearing from someone that saw the whole season, they said 1 and 3 are just set up. Okay.
It felt like setup. So that, I could believe that because it felt like setup to me.
Yeah. I said, don't kick a mother down by reminding them to take Waititi's to Star Wars. It could be good. I like Taika. Is just like you said, you never let him go off the leash. You never let him go full.
Never go full Taika. That's all you had to do. Just keep him from doing full Taika, and we could be okay.
Yeah. And I don't know if KK is the one who can, wrangle him in.
He's like, go full Taika.
She'd encourage it. Yeah.
Do it. Do it. You want 15 more screaming goats? We'll make alien screaming goats.
That's my biggest nightmare.
They have 2 heads. They scream at each other.
He'd do it too.
I know he would do it. Like cat dog it with fucking screaming goats. Maria said Andor is the best Star Wars series.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't think it's even close that Mandalorian is number 1, but okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. But
okay.
I mean, rating wise, it's hard to disagree. How many ratings?
How many people actually watched it?
It
be 99 when it's only like 5,000 people.
It's 93 critics, so it's at a 96%. And with the audience, it's 500 plus, and it's at 79%. And it being a TV show, so it's not verified. That's not a bad number. I think it's 79 with an unverifiable viewing. It's pretty solid.
I think it's going to get better. I'm hoping it gets better.
I hope it is.
But I'm not going to. I'm not going to sit there and tell you that it was great when it wasn't.
Maria's like, what's wrong with sex?
Nothing. I just don't need all of it all the time.
Yeah. And Poor Things. If you've seen Poor Things, I think they do it a little too much.
And it's about the
where I think where it loses the plot. I think it's her having all that sex at one point is like loses the plot of what she was going through. I don't know. I do call him Tycho. One a titty for
one TT.
Said the Jedi and Sith are gravy.
No, it's the meat and potatoes.
The meat and potatoes. Yep.
It's the meat and potatoes.
So the rebellion and the war, that's the background to this ultimate
you're the green beans.
Good.
The stuff that you like is the green beans.
Yeah.
Give me the meat and potatoes. You can have the green beans. Green beans are good. They're good. They're fine. But don't compare. Don't give me green beans and tell me it's meat and potatoes.
Yeah. No, I would say Andor should be the gravy where it makes the potatoes taste better. Like it's the thing that you put on top. You're like, okay, it complements it well. You know what I mean?
But
like,
it doesn't.
It doesn't. To me, it doesn't.
Yeah. That's why I don't think it's the gravy. I think it's to the side. That's not necessary. In this meal, I can eat the meal. I can have this other side. That should complement the meal, but really it's just another side.
Yeah. Keep Tiger away from Star, especially after Love and Thunder. Has anyone actually watched what TV movie outside of Thor? Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jojo Rabbit.
I love Jojo Rabbit. I absolutely love What We Do in the Shadows.
Yes.
Hunt for the Wilder People had its moments. I wasn't too big. I wasn't too big on Next Goal Wins. It didn't really hook me.
I mean, it was.
So he has made stuff that I like, but I think He just
Our
needs
flag
to.
means death. Well, the first season
Our
was
flag
really
means
good.
death. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just think he needs to rein himself in. Um, I think any director's prone, especially when they make a hit. I think they're prone of doing a little, getting high off their own supply, basically. Which unfortunately I think is what happened in the case of Love and Thunder. So if he is able to rein it in and remember what makes a good narrative and not make it feel like make it feel like a movie rather than an SNL sketch, I'm gonna be happy with what he puts out.
Yeah.
But
I think he did he do a few episodes of Mandalorian? I think in season 1.
I
He
think
did
he
at
might
least
have.
one.
I think he did. I
Yeah.
think it's 2.
I know he did at least one.
Mhm. So he's
He
definitely
might have done
competent.
2. Yeah.
He's definitely a competent director.
Works
He's
well with
shown
others.
Yeah, he works well with others. He's shown that he's capable of knowing what he's doing. So, like
Season
you
1
said,
finale. He directed the season 1 finale of The Mandalorian.
so yeah, there you go.
That was
So
great.
he's
That
shown
was
he's
a good one.
capable. He's shown he's capable as long as he has that tether, and doesn't go too off the rails. So, I don't want to write him off due to one trip up.
Mhm.
No matter how bad the trip up was, because I was just, and still to this day, I'm very disappointed by Love and Thunder, especially when I think about how awesome it could have been.
Mhm.
But if he reins it in, mm,
It could be good.
it could be awesome.
It could be Star Wars and him could be good. It depends
Yeah.
on what the story is and what they talk about.
Mhm.
It could be good. It could be
Yeah.
trash too.
It could
Yeah.
be terrible because I don't
could
know
be
if he does good with IPs that have been around.
Yeah,
He has to follow the rules.
just
I mean, Ragnarok. I love Ragnarok. I mean, people hate
I absolutely
Ragnarok.
love
but
Ragnarok.
I love
I think
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, it's easily my favorite of the Thor.
But he
quadrilogy.
didn't go full Taika.
He didn't go
No.
full type. Like he kept himself reined in.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Wow,
yeah,
I love Love and Thunder, Shifty. It's all coming. I
It all makes
what's
sense.
going on now. It's all coming together now. I got you. I got it, guys.
Yeah. Thor is the best Thor in Love and Thunder. Yeah. But he does make great movies. My brother's like, no piece Star Wars problem now.
No takesy backsies.
Yeah. So here, Maria said watched Andor season 1 or episode 1 through 6. So what do you think about the next 3 episodes, 4, 5, and 6? Okay,
Well,
curious.
Maria thought she liked 1 and 3. 1 to 3.
Yeah. Do you need to have Mando go back in time to team up with Andor? They call it Mandor. Stop. That'd be funny. I mean, they could, right? You have the world between worlds and all that shit. So, oh man,
that's funny.
Yeah. Thrawn is round 2. Yep. You don't need gravy if the potatoes are prepared properly. Maria said, fans want other Star Wars stories outside of the Jedi and Sith conflict. Conflict is a huge universe.
No, you don't. You need Old Republic. You give me different time periods.
Yeah,
You
I'm
can
good without
explain
Skywalker. Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
need
do other
Skywalker
stuff without
at all.
Skywalker.
You can go future. You can go past. I'm telling you, Old Republic shit is good.
Yeah.
It's really good. You can explain a lot of different things. So
yeah, you can have some cool stuff with it.
Let that be it.
Yeah.
Go in the future. Do that too. But no, I still want Sith and Jedi.
Yeah. I mean, and also, I know there's like different parts of the internet and stuff like that, but at least the part of Star Wars that I'm on, it's like, no, we want more Sith, more Jedi, just less Skywalker.
Yep.
Like there's other stories besides Skywalker stories.
There's
like
other
we don't need
families.
the Emperor, we don't need Skywalker. We can do other stuff.
I don't need you to do other things that don't make I don't feel like Star Wars, but I don't need to be all Darth Vader. I don't need Skywalker to be the only name, only family in an entire universe. So
yeah. I get caught up. Yes, I love Love and Thunder. Ooh. He wasn't raining enough for me. Didn't need Hulk and the giant green peach with that one. Like the green butt. Yeah. But 12:30. It's up to you guys. I don't work tomorrow.
Mhm.
So if you guys want to watch
You're doing Wednesday, or I know what you did last
Wednesday.
summer.
Wednesday.
Okay.
I'll do Wednesday.
We won't watch that and we'll call it a night.
All right.
Bring it up real quick. Yeah. There's some topics. You get us talking about Star Wars. We could be on that all night. Get us talking about like Black Panther all night. It's just
now.
But it's the things that we are most passionate about, so we have big
You
feelings.
see my
on
background,
things.
so don't be surprised when I go on Rampage. You see what it is.
Maria said Thunderbolts is going to crush it this weekend. It's up. Yeah, I think it's next weekend.
Yeah,
right?
If it's this weekend,
I think this weekend's the accountant is the
accountant too. And then next weekend is the Thunderbolts.
That's a big one.
Yeah, I'm going on Thursday. So next Thursday, when we go live, I'll see it. I would have seen it. Nice. Yeah. So, but also there's already a bunch of people already talking shit about it. But like, oh, the stands are gonna love it no matter what.
As they do.
But that's like so unfair because I'm like, if I like it, then I'm gonna like it. It's not I'm gonna like it because I'm a stan. I'm gonna like it because it was good.
Yeah.
And I wanted it to be good. But also if it sucks, or if it's mid, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, like it missed some
those people are
points.
just miserable.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah. But that's as you get bigger as a reviewer, I'm not saying we are big reviewers, but as you see them on YouTube, like, oh, he's a Disney show. It was like, oh, he's a Disney hater in the next comment. And it's like,
That's
like if something's good, it's good. If it's bad. I think I wouldn't make the weekend without watching Wednesday, and we'll watch it. Disney should just find decent animation and adopt all the EU. That would be awesome. I would be down with that 100%. You don't even know Disney would find some animators.
I mean, they'll talk to someone else like DreamWorks or something like that and use their animators.
I mean, Lucasfilm, they have it, but I think he's. I don't know if he's being like.
No, he's trying. Being funny a little bit.
We're Disney. Although Disney needs to go back to like old school animation. We were watching Beauty and the Beast the other day.
Yeah,
actually, yeah, yesterday, and oh my god, like it looks still so good, being fucking 30 something years at this point. Like it still looks gorgeous.
4 years, I think. Yeah.
Looks gorgeous with the old school animation and super high res. They need to get back to that. Fuck the CGI shit. All right.
Yeah. The CG stuff just isn't.
It's not as
Isn't doing it for me nowadays.
It's okay, but leave that.
No, you're good. No.
Like Pixar was big into that with Toy Story and stuff like that. Let them do the CGI stuff. Disney should be a traditional 2D and just make it the best possible, like 4K high def or like 2D animation. Oh man,
Well, Delta Dan says I went to the Thunderbolts fan thing. I thought it was good. Second post credit scene was dope.
Nice. That's good to hear. Yeah, I'm doing the fan event on the release day, so I get like a free keychain or something stupid.
All right, let's do this Wednesday and then we get out of here.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. All right, what is up? Welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name is Tank Kramer with Brandman Brandon the Grizzly, and we are going to check out the new trailer for Wednesday season 2. I don't know why I can't remember her name. Chick who plays Wednesday.
Jenna
She's like
Ortega.
everywhere.
Ortega.
Jenna Ortega. I don't know why. It was like Emma something, like way off. Brain fart. It's 12:30 in the morning, so. But yeah, let's check it out, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens.
I see this coming.
Bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens.
Anything else on your person?
Brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things.
You care to explain this?
Sun cream, seriously?
This is the first time you've ever willingly returned to a school. How does it feel?
Like returning to the scene of the crime.
Howdy, Ruby.
I already know where the bodies are buried. Let's play dolls.
I mean, it is a little creepy, but
The curls are super soft. It's made from real human hair. Wherever there's murder and mayhem, you will always find an Adams.
Every family has dark secrets, Wednesday. And secrets can have deadly consequences.
You don't need to worry about me, Mother. I do my best work in the dark.
Oh, why are they splitting it?
Yeah, that's the thing now.
Netflix drops the whole thing, and they don't want you to just take it all. They want to be able to watch.
Binge it. Then stop being. Then do weekly releases. Like, come on. If that's the August, and then what? And then you wait 2 months.
August to
Obviously,
September.
yeah, a month. Yeah.
So by the time if you watch, one a week, then you get another one a week. Basically, that's what you're trying to do.
They want you to regulate yourself.
Yeah.
You watch one a week, but you can't because then it gets ruined. By the time you wake up on August 6th, somebody had already have a review out for the entire, half of the season. It's like,
I would never
gotta
do
watch,
that.
Right?
I know, right? Yeah. But okay. Well, August and then September, but not bad. What you guys think?
No. Well, Pugsley had a growth spurt, didn't he?
Which one was Pugsley? Was it him in the tub?
No,
I think that was Fester.
Uncle
That was
Fester.
Fester, right?
That's Uncle Fester, yeah.
Mhm.
Which one was Pugsley?
I didn't see Pugsley at all. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's because he looks so different. He like towers over Wednesday now. They show him when they get out of the car. I think that was him that electrocutes the sign.
That was Pugsley?
That was
That was
Pugsley?
Pugsley. Yeah.
That he wasn't even fat or pudgy or anything like that.
Yeah. Homie had a glow up in between seasons.
And got skinny and everything. I thought that was like a boy that she liked or something.
That's what happens when you wait 3 years between seasons.
think my
Puberty happens.
video froze.
But no. I enjoyed season 1 a lot more than I expected to. It was kind of one of the things that I liked more from Tim Burton in recent years. I think it's right up his alley. I think Jenna Ortega does a great job in really making the role her own. I like the casting of Louis Guzman and Catherine Zeta-Jones. I like the whole mystery vibe that they go with it too. I think that
Yeah.
I think that it works. So yeah, this doesn't look like they've really messed with the formula. They're sticking with what works.
Didn't that look like Tyler Gelson?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Ooh.
That's the character. Go back to the one he's talking about is Pugsley.
So every time I go to move the thing, it kind of freezes on me.
Freezes.
There we go. Starting to... It'll be right here.
There he is.
No, he's right.
Yeah, that is the Adam's car.
Yeah, that's him.
Freezes.
Yeah.
That's not my Pugsley. No, that's him. He's in the back.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he has the shirt underneath his Beetlejuice jacket.
Yeah, the striped shirt.
Yeah. What's the thing that the Addams family go through to become men? Berserka, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Did he go through his? He had his Berserka. I think that was called. I could be wrong.
Mamushka.
Is it Mamushka? I don't remember. It's something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay. Like I say, for me, so my daughters love Wednesday, so they can enjoy part of Wednesday. Me and my wife can watch part of Wednesday because we can enjoy the older actors and actresses that are in it that we saw growing up, and Luis Guzman and Catherine Zeta-Jones and that part. So that's cool. And then the story, I think, is pretty cool. I enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
My youngest daughter loves Enid. Like, and then I just feel like those are really good things. So, and I enjoy all of it. So I'm excited to see it. I'm excited that it's gonna be right before the schools going back to session, so I'll be able to watch at least part of season 1 with my daughters, and then when school start and they're sad, we can watch the other part. So that'll be fun.
Yeah,
that's funny. Yeah, I mean, like you said, I think it has a little bit of things for everybody, which is good.
My dad really liked it. Actually, when the trailer came out, I told my mom about it, thinking that she had watched season 1 and she hadn't, since she actually started watching it today. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. I know I joke a lot about Jenna Ortega showing up in everything nowadays, but this is one of the roles that I really like favor her more in, because I like what she does with it.
Yeah, she's made.
And I can't deny her talent. I can't deny her talent at all. So yeah, kind of curious to see how many seasons they end up doing. I fear by the time they get to season 3, Pugsley would be married with children, with grown children himself.
Hey, it can't be worse than Stranger Things.
I know, right?
True.
I know Delta said, "What's the show rated?" So season 1, the critics gave it a 73, which is crazy because I thought it was way better than that. And the audience gave it an 85, and I think I'm more close to the 85.
Yeah, I'm at 85.
Yeah, because it is a lot. I thought it was fun. The mystery, well, wasn't really murder mystery, but kind of. But
you could call it a mystery show.
It kind of was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but yeah, it had that. It was kind of dark humor, kind of funny. Kind of goofy at times. Because it is Addams Family. But yeah, I had a blast with season 1. I mean, we got the damn dance from it that just everyone lost their damn mind.
Yeah.
I have a Wednesday doll for Halloween that dances.
That does it.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
which is awesome.
It's a full size mannequin.
Oh Jesus.
Yes,
that lives in the garage.
Lives over there. Right over there.
But I even like that. I like that the dance was kind of a callback to the show, the old black and white kind of show, when that Wednesday did her little dance. Obviously, this had its own rendition of it, but it still had that little, little thing, and Yeah, Christina Ricci was in season 1, so you had the
She's gonna
original.
be.
Not
I
original,
think she's
but
gonna be the first episode of season 2.
is there? Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Well,
I
I mean,
heard
yeah,
she's
you
supposed to
had
show up in this one.
Yeah.
For Delta Dam, he was asking the rating. It's TV
Oh,
14.
okay.
It's TV 14. So like it has some older things. It's fear. It's scary. So there's some things that are scary, and there's some type of things that you probably want your kids to be at least 10 to 11 years old to watch.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's some parts that get kind of scary. The graphics are fairly good. They're not like groundbreaking or the best, but they could be scary,
Mhm.
And I mean,
One thing that
you
I
don't
did
get.
like.
Mhm.
Oh no,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just talking more about that.
No, one thing that I do like about the CG, like the CG creatures in season 1. Has anyone ever seen Tim Burton's concept art that he does himself?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like a lot of the creatures look exactly like his concept art that he does, which I thought was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I know exactly because they're all like everything's elongated, like the really lanky arms and
Elongated,
weird legs,
lanky arms.
and everything's like curved weird.
Or
Yeah,
like
with
the
the
Corpse
with the
Bride or like the original Beetlejuice and stuff like
yeah,
that. That he's
Yeah.
done.
with the big bug eyes with the little
Mm-hmm.
black irises. I think
Yeah.
that's cool that they dare I say probably like the closest you'll come to Tim Burton concept art in motion.
Yeah.
So I liked it. It was up his alley. You'd think Adam's Family and Tim Burton is like a match
Hand in
made in
hand.
heaven. They go hand in hand. I think he was even asked to do the original movies, but I think it was like a scheduling conflict or something like that back in the early 90s. So, to see him take it on at this point in his career, it was very welcome because newer Tim Burton in recent years wasn't really doing a whole lot for me. So, it was nice to see him do something where he wasn't just kind of slumming through it.
Yeah. Also, I saw Gomez and Morticia are couples goals. Yeah,
They are.
They are.
they are like
I'll never get people who say that like the Joker and Harley are relationship goals. Gomez and Morticia, right there. Come on. They love each other and have each other's backs. They're in a passionate relationship. The sex is probably awesome. Yeah, those are my relationship goals too if I ever find that right person. Who wouldn't want a passionate relationship like that?
Yeah. So Delta said I like the Addams Family as a kid, might not be my style. Is it good? And Mama Bear said I'll be honest, I was hesitant at first, but I grew up with Addams Family too and love it.
Yeah, this it was good. It actually was really good.
Yeah. Well. So okay, a little too soon for them.
Yeah, if you're a 6-year-old, I'm pretty sure that even a mature 8-year-old possibly, but 6 might be pushing it.
Yeah. Looking for my chair. My
chair, my dear.
Yeah. Yeah, 6 might be a little too young, but but it is a fun show, So I like it. We'll see in August. We'll probably obviously review the first half, and in September the second half, and see what we get. It just Netflix just needs to go back, just do weekly releases. Like I think I'm over the binging. No more. I'm good. No more binging.
Yeah,
people will be upset.
I definitely get that.
Well, it's just like I think as you get older, you're like, I don't have a day where I can like call off of work and just watch a TV show all day.
Yeah, watch them all in one go.
Yeah, because if you don't, it's potentially going to get spoiled within that day. So yeah, that's the only bad thing about it. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, those are our thoughts for Wednesday season 2. I think our biggest upset is we're getting split, and that's because we want more of it, I guess. But yeah, that's our thoughts. So leave a comment. Let us know what you guys think about this trailer of Wednesday season 2. And make sure you come and join us and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because every probably Thursday or Saturday we'll be talking about the episode. Oh no, we'll probably review it when it comes out that week. Yeah. So but yeah, like I said, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you are in the live chat right now, stick around because we're going to move on to your comments right now. All right, hopefully I wasn't too laggy.
I don't think you're that laggy at all.
Okay, that's good. I know the only time I think I got laggy was I accidentally opened up Photoshop. I'm like, shit.
Oh God,
hit the wrong button. All right, but I think that's it for us. Yeah, I think tomorrow we might go to the Harry Potter store.
Ooh.
Let me know if you do. It's been an absolute madhouse over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if you want to go do that, but okay.
Let me see. I think it's gonna be a madhouse for a while, probably. But
yeah,
it's on I forgot what street, but it's like off a few blocks off of Chicago Avenue in Michigan. So yeah, I was hoping it was a little bit more south, then we can park by her parents' house and just walk over there, but it's not. What's up, Nanette? Said I haven't seen the Wednesday trailer, but I did. But I don't need to. I'm excited for season 2 Wednesday. Yep. If you like season 1, I think season 2 is just more of the same, which is good.
It looks that way. It feels that way.
Yeah, the splitting will drive me crazy. Ugh. Hate it. And Chill, what's up, Chill?
What up, Chill?
She'll try to go viral again with her dancing.
She's gonna dance somewhere through it.
You think so?
Yeah.
It'll have to happen.
You think it'll be her, or are they gonna like double down? It's gonna like a whole group of them are gonna do like a group dance or something. You know what I mean?
I think that she's gonna be ostracized again somehow. She's gonna do something that ostracizes herself in it, and she still does the dance. And she might be alone. Might be totally alone.
Because if you just do it again, it's not gonna hit, right? It needs to be a new dance
that's different somehow.
It's different, yeah. But it's hard. It's hard because like Chill, you're kind of like already expecting it, and I think a lot of us are like, what's she gonna do that goes viral? This
that's how it's got to be further along. It can't be the same time. It has to be,
and it's hard to go viral when you're expecting something to happen. I mean, usually viral moments are very unexpected. But if they do, holy shit, man! Like if they do, yeah,
that means they got it. They got the code. They broke the code, guys.
yeah. Malver say it looks good. Yeah. Well, cool. You guys got anything else?
Nope. It's time for bed.
Yep. It's time for bed. Yeah, we'll be back Saturday. Hopefully you guys see the accountant. I'm gonna see if I can see it either Saturday morning or tomorrow night. But if not, we'll hang out on Saturday.
I'll be watching stuff, so
yeah. There's some other stuff we'll get into, but yeah, appreciate you guys coming in, hanging out with us. We're almost at 1900. Once we hit 1900, we'll do some more giveaways because we got a bunch of codes of movies and other goodies, they're just sitting around. We'll try to give those away. And then at 2000, we'll do probably a big giveaway. We're hoping 2000 happens around the same time where Superman or Fantastic Four happens, so we can rent out the theater. I mean,
that'd be perfect.
Yeah,
that'd be
and
perfect.
then kind of, if you're around the area, come in and
enjoy the movie with us.
Yeah. But yeah. So make sure you guys share. We're trying to do some more clips and stuff like that. But so share, like, all that fun stuff. But let's get out of here. We appreciate all you guys coming in and hanging out with us for the night, and we will see you guys on Saturday.
See you guys
later.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We out here.